Are you for reals? My mic is off. Come on! This is not my night. Alright, so, what's up, Internet? It's me, Kwing here, and the most unprofessional person on the world. This is Knightcast, the audio podcast where I did an awesome intro, and, well, I'm not doing that now. So, we're going to start off with some fun stuff, mostly talking about Batman, Catwoman, and Phantasm, which I've already talked about. I'm tired, okay? I had a stream on my other channel. Super Mario Maker just ended a little while ago, that stream, and I had people troll me quite a bit from user-generated content, so that was fun. Yipes! Not cool! Come on, man! I'm trying to do my intro here! Why? Why can't I have a fun day at anything? Ugh. Alright. Also, before I start, guys and gals, I just want a quick response from you people. Real quick. Yeah, there was a lot of rage tonight. Just a smidgen. I've noticed that I cannot use my skin anymore for Thomas Wayne from Batman Flashpoint. I still have it paid for. I still have it accessible, but when you go to the character skins, it's gone. It's not there. So, hey, how's it going, guys? Alright, so let's talk about our first topic today, which is, as you guys saw with the thumbnail, Batman, Catwoman, and Andrea Beaumont, aka the Phantasm. Do I believe in Harvey Dent? No. Let's save Q&A for the end of this video. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys tried to tell me on Twitter that technically Andrea has been canon with DC Comics before. And you are wrong! And the reason why I'm saying you're wrong is, yes, she appeared as kind of a character in Batman Beyond 2.0. However, that is not part of either the DC New 52 canon or DC Rebirth. It's its own Batman Beyond multiverse thing. That is its own thing. And yes, Andrea Beaumont appeared in it. However, she was not part of anything. Now, Tom King is like, you know what? Phantasm's a cool character. Yes, Tom King is doing this. So this January, we will be getting Batman, Catwoman, and Phantasm. And it will be canon. But because, you know, Batman can't have a nice life with Catwoman, he is bringing back a flame from his... Oh, boy. Bringing back a flame from his past, which will be the Phantasm. And Andrea is going to get in the way of Batman's happiness, because reasons. That thing is going to keep following me? Oh, that's new. Well, this is fun. And, did you guys hear my question about the Batman costume? Like, what happened to it? Because I can't... I wanted to rock my Flashpoint costume tonight for today's podcast, but it's not there. So... And I went to the PSN and it says, you've actually installed this. It's like, great, where is it? Because it's not there. At all. Someone said it got canceled. Why would it get... They pulled it from the game? They can do that? Well, that makes me kind of sad. I love that skin. It was fun. Glowing red eyes, all that fun stuff. Alright, so, now we don't know a lot about how the storyline is going to work, but Andrea is being a canonized character. She is a former flame of Batman. I don't remember how to take this fool out. It's been so long. And Bruce and Selina are going to be... I think they've already gotten back together as of July, but I don't know yet. I'm not really reading anything other than the Rick Grayson books because I'm a sucker for punishment, and I'm hoping that Dan Jargon will be able to do justice to Nightwing the way that he did with Superman for so many years. And he gave us that really cool Superman son, you know, thing with Jonathan Samuel Kent. So I'm trying to give the guy who killed Superman the benefit of the doubt that he's not going to screw things up with Nightwing. But so far, Nightwing is still called Rick Grayson. So he's already kind of, you know, screwing things up. But I'm trying to be patient. I don't see it happening. Ugh. But yeah, that's what's going on in comics very soon. Try uninstalling it and reinstalling it. I don't want to, but I'm so excited for the Phantasm's return. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It really is. All right, so I know I have a gadget to deal with you. Let's try a disruptor. All right, where are you at? There you are. Isn't... I thought there was a way to lock onto this. The radar is being jammed. Does that work? No. Ah, whatever. We're just gonna hang out here. Why did you pull the skin? I didn't pull the skin. They pulled the skin. I did nothing. It's news to me. I was like, oh, I'd love to play as Flashpoint Batman tonight. And it's like, he's not there. Okay, what else is going on in the world of Batman? So you know Phantasm's coming. We have no idea how she's going to be involved with the story. She's probably going to be the antagonist and jealous ex-girlfriend of Batman, which I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like Andrea is a very strong character that she doesn't have to just be jealous ex-girlfriend archetype, you know? She was a very hurt love interest of Bruce, but to just appear to, you know, be salty over the whole Catwoman and Batman thing, I don't know, but I want to say that Tom King is not very good at writing relationships, but then again, if I'm not mistaken, he did do the Mr. Miracle books, didn't he? With him and, what's the name of Mr. Miracle's wife again? I'm not really super big into DC stuff. What's her name? Can't remember her name. Big Bartha. Is that it? Big Bartha? Can I get a confirmation, Big Bartha? Why would she be jealous? She's the one who dumped Bruce. I know. See, that's... Yeah, it's Big Bartha. Okay, we were close. I don't know, but I just have a feeling that she's being used to kind of, like, throw a monkey wrench in their relationship, more so than Catwoman did when she left Bruce at the altar. Or rather, left Bruce on the lonely rooftop, only for him to leap off of it. We're crying out loud. All right. Next topic. There is a Batman book that is coming out, which maybe some of you are thrilled with that or not, but it is a Batman book that will be celebrating a bunch of stuff for Batman's 80th birthday, and a couple Batman actors are attached to writing articles in said book. One of the authors of the book, or who will do a foreword, is Michael Keaton, who a lot of people believe is responsible for, you know, bringing dignity to Batman in the modern age. So he is going to be doing a foreword of the book. Some crazy article about why Batwoman is what Arrowverse needs and not Batman. We'll see when the ratings tank. We'll see. No, that's not happening. So yeah, there's this really interesting book that's happening. Keaton's involved with it. He's going to do some stuff with it. And they got Kevin Conroy to write another thing about Batman in the book. And in the meantime, Kevin is kind of acting pretty embarrassing right now because he's going around trying to get work. And he is pestering pretty much any Warner Brothers developer to, you know, do something Arkham related. Currently, from what I hear right now, Kevin does not have any Batman roles lined up. The Batman actor that they're currently working with is not Conroy this year, as far as I know. And there's no video games, Lego or otherwise, that are anywhere close to being released, so Batman is just going to have to settle for conventions for a while. So, which, it's always kind of... I feel bad when actors have to go onto social media and say things like, you know, we need this to happen, we need this and this. It's like, we know you don't have any work lined up right now. And they did cancel Justice League Action, which is very sad. And Blu-ray sales were very low for that. Apparently Tom Welling wants to be the CW Batman. Okay, that would be interesting. You've never heard of Kevin Conroy? Shame on you. Shame. Kevin Conroy's Batman. That's who he is. Let's see. What else did we talk about? There hasn't really been a lot of Batman news this week. A lot of people have been doing strange things about polls. The polls had to do with more or less who's the favorite Batman actor. And I can tell you off the bat what the ratings for that was. Let's see if I remember this correctly. Believe it or not, Clooney did not get last place, which was weird. I think like somebody gave... This was a national poll. It went Bale, Keaton, Bale at 38%, Keaton at 37%. Then at 18% was Val Kilmer, I think. And then you had George Clooney. And the final one was Ben Affleck at like 16%. George Clooney was at 18%. Now, I have no idea who made this poll, but The Hollywood Reporter talked about it and a bunch of other people, and it was really the only thing going on for Batman last week. They weren't really talking about anything interesting, and I looked at the poll and I was just like, this is crazy. Who would... This is not a good poll. This is terrible. I don't agree with this at all. You just got the notification. Well, that's fantastic. First live stream, you've taught me everything about Batman. I don't know about that, but maybe I helped a little bit. Yeet. There you go. Batman saying yeet. Hey, Atomic Bat Fan. Hey, peeps. How you guys doing? The polls were an embarrassment, yes. I don't agree with them at all. They were terrible. K-Wing, which one is the best art style for Batman comics? I like Jim Lee's art, personally. Jim Lee was one of my favorite artists. Hey, K-Wing, I'm an old subscriber. Yeet. Clooney over Affleck? Blasphemous! Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. I don't want to talk about Rick Grayson, and you guys can't make me. But this is somewhat relatable to Batman news. Let's talk about Teen Titans Go to the movies versus Teen Titans, the OG Titans, and the outrage involved with that. So if you guys didn't know, this summer, or sorry, probably not this summer, my bad. This, we'll say fall. Yeah, we'll go fall. This fall is a new Batman or Titans movie that involves... Oh, blast. I don't remember how to take these guys out. It's been so long. I don't even know why I have enemies on here. Do you guys know why there are still Riddler enemies when we've basically completed this game 100%? Back in 2015? What's going on? Quick fire blast. Okay. You know what? We're just going to leave this rooftop because we don't really need to fight these things. Yeah, you people are weird. Bye. You're ruining my podcast. Let's go on this lonely rooftop and hang out. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Titans movie. So the big controversy right now is more or less the Titans are going to be fighting Teen Titans Go. And the problem with that is the art style that we were teased at the end of Teen Titans Go to the movies. Show of hands who saw that movie. No clout or like shade will be given to you. It's cool if you watch the movie. But at the end of the movie, we saw in the original art style the actual Titans using. If you guys didn't know this, Teen Titans, the 2003 series, used hand-drawn animation. So at the end of the movie, if you went to Teen Titans Go to the movies, at the very end, you saw the OG Titans! Why? I can't even get... Oh. Yes, follow me. I just want to hang out on my rooftop. Nope. Smoke bomb. Oh. Okay, I can't see. There we go. Oh, you know what? Batman's just going to hang out in his car because that way nobody can mess with him right now. What kind of car are we rocking today? Anytime. All right, we're using the Arkham Mobile. Cool. Okay. So, Teen Titans, like I said, at the end of the movie, they use the OG art style. A few days ago, they released the trailer for the brand spanking new Teen Titans Go versus the Teen Titans. And up until people saw the trailer, they were like, whoa, this actually looks kind of cool. But then you realize that the art style that they're using for the OG Titans is computerized art. It doesn't look like the great artwork that we saw at the end of Teen Titans Go to the movies because it's not hand-drawn. I know, Zelda. It's kind of upsetting. Okay, it's really upsetting. It's incredibly upsetting. We get it. Zelda, don't play with that, honey. I'm live. Okay? Yeah. Stay away from the computer. Just you want to drive the Batmobile? You can drive the Batmobile if you want. Is that a yes? Okay, Zelda wants to drive. All right, this is the cat driving the Batmobile now. Doing about the same as me. You got to turn. Turn the... No, don't drive angry. You got to turn the wheel. Got to turn the wheel. You're not turning the wheel. Okay, this is... you realize that Batman has to pay for all these damages that you're doing to the vehicle. Okay, all right. Okay, that was fantastic, Zelda. Thank you. Can I have the controller back? Cool. Okay, so yeah, the art style, the Catmobile, Cat Expert Driving. She actually did really well for her first time. I mean, she has no opposable thumbs, so that was kind of impressive, right? So Teen Titans, really? Really? You think that's gonna hurt me? I could just run you over, you realize that, right? Yeah, see? Don't you feel stupid? Yep. There we go. See, that's what you get for messing with the Batmobile. That's how that works. Batman 1, all you guys zip. So yeah, Titans, all that fun stuff. I would go watch the trailer for yourself if you want. I'm not really going to judge it until I see the movie, but based on the art style, I would say as a fan of the original series, I'm a little disappointed, because we were promised, like, this amazing crossover, and they showed that they can actually do the original art. They can do the hand-drawn art, but the problem is Teen Titans Go, if you didn't know this, it is a CGI show. It's all done on the computers in a new style. They don't do hand-draw art anymore. Hardly any animation studios still do that. So when you see the Titans revealed, they look like themselves, kind of, although they're a lot more cartoony than they are. I mean, I'm at least happy the fact that the Titans, when they appear on screen, I love the hum of that. When they appear on screen, they do kind of look like their, hand-drawn versions, and they have that same attitude. Like, so some of the expressions that you guys remember from the Titans show, when Robin and all the other Titans are doing the more comical stuff, not the Go Titans, the OG Titans, you can kind of see them do that, Japanese thing where they go and they do the different emotes for them, but they also have their serious art as well. So that's in the movie. It's going to be an hour-and-a-half film, I think, something like that. But the problem is that a lot of people are having when they're talking about, Teen Titans Go versus Titans, is the fact that the trailer pretty much spoils the entire concept of the movie. And if you're okay with that, I can tell you guys. So, I mean, if you need to tune off this video for a few minutes and come back in 10 minutes, I'll be on another topic. But I kind of want to talk about this because I'm, a little annoyed by this. So, you've been warned. Spoiler, all that fun stuff. Here we go. So, what's going on with the premise of this movie is it's Titans versus Titans. It's a multiverse beatdown. And Trigon, along with another Trigon, are responsible for more or less, trying to take over the multiverse and all that fun stuff. And the Go Titans meet the original Titans and they battle and all this other stuff, but they're not the only Titans that you're going to encounter in this movie. The Night Begins to Shine Titans will be in this. The Japanese Voltron Titans parody from Teen Titans Go will be in this. The Serious Titans, the 80s Titans, the 60s Titans, The Titans from the DC animated movie universe with Nightwing as the leader will be in this movie. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of different Titans. There's going to be a lot of Teen Titans Go references, Titans, but there'll also be other Titans that you haven't seen for a while. So you'll get the parody of the 80s Titans. You'll get a original, like, 1960s Titans just featuring Robin, Aqualad, Speedy, I think, was in it, and so was Wonder Girl. I don't think Kid Flash was in it in the original Titan 60 show, but, so a lot of people are kind of irked by that. They're like, why would you show the spoiler? You could mention the whole multiverse thing without, going into this, but that's what they did, and they're not really changing that, so, I mean, you can feel upset with it or not. I mean, that's just kind of what I'm like. Why would they do this? I can understand they want more people to go and see this movie, but at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, why would you go about that? So that's the big thing, and people are like, why? So aside from tons of shade for being Teen Titans Go and the art style, those are the three big complaints that you'll have with the movie. The movie complaints are it's Teen Titans Go, no original hand-drawn art for the OG Titans, and pretty much the trailer spoils the entire movie. So yeah. I will be looking at the movie, but the next movie that I want to do something on, which you guys will probably see as a podcast, will be the Hush movie, which I'm on the fence about. I don't like the art style. I don't like the new 52 films at all. That'll be coming out in just a couple weeks, Batman Hush, if you guys are going to check it out or not. I really think it's way too soon for them to be doing that, but if they tease Red Hood in the movie, I'll be happy, but I don't think they're going to. In fact, there is only going to be Nightwing in a limited role. Damian will have a bigger role in it, kind of, but he's mostly like the Tim Drake role for that movie, and you know what happened to Tim Drake in Batman Hush. He was taken hostage, and, then we were introduced to a resurrected Jason Todd, only for it to be not Jason Todd, it was Clayface, that Jason Todd told him to go mess with Batman. So it's very important that Jason Todd has a cameo in this movie so that the next movie can be basically an Under the Red Hood movie, but connected to the canon, and we can see more of Red Hood. We can do a real Battle for the Cowl movie, not the whole horrible Batman Bad Blood film, an actual passing of the torch type thing to Nightwing for at least a couple movies. They've killed Superman in this DC movie universe. I would like them to kill Batman for a while by having Darkseid send him back in time, and then you can do a back in time Batman story, unless that was terrible. It's up to you guys. I don't really care. But yeah, Batman Hush is coming out very soon, and you can check that out. I believe it's going to be on digital first. So, wait. Somebody said Marvel is doing Batman better than Batman. Marvel is doing better than DC. Oh, burn. Yeah. Well, they're doing better in their MCU. They're not really doing well in their TV shows at the moment. Yeah, Batman Hush is going to be rated R. Yep. That's true. I hope they kept in Jason and not the whole Clayface thing. We'll see. I mean, I've heard that, either way, Red Hood might not appear in the movie at all. And, that's going to be kind of a bummer. Hey, K-Wing, I've been a fan since Batman Month 1. Oh my gosh, that was so long ago. And you taught me a lot about Batman. I got a YouTube channel recently, but I have loved your content since I was a young kid. I like the Avatar fan. That is, Batman fan. That is the new Batman and Superman Adventures Batman. Was Robin always the leader of the Titans? Yes, Robin was always the leader of the Titans. Always. Isn't there a part in Hush where he removes Catwoman's heart? Yes, he does. Yep. That's probably why it's rated R. Hush did a bunch of stuff. Did I do my Hush lore ever? I might have. I don't remember. Have you been to the Peterson Auto Museum? They have lots of screen-used Batman stuff. No, I haven't been there, sorry. Do you like Red Hood or think he's a whiny brat? When Jason Todd was a teen, he really got under my skin. I didn't like him. I thought we did Hush lore. I'm pretty sure we did. I might be wrong, but... No, I never did a Hush lore. Okay, that'll be something to consider. So make a note of that, guys. I need to do a Hush lore, old style. It's possible. I don't know. I don't think I ever did a Hush lore. What were we talking about? We were talking about Jason. Yeah, Jason was a Robin I didn't like. And then Damian came along, and Damian was a Robin I really didn't like, and now he's growing on me. But it took 15 years, more or less, for him to kind of grow on me. Wow, the Batman news is just really lame right now. There's nothing interesting. They're just doing... This is how you know people are desperate for... Because Batman is like the top search on the internet. If you guys didn't know, if you want to make it in the blogging industry or comic books, and you have a site that is struggling with views that month, do something Batman. Or best, do a top 10 Batman something. So right now, I just went to Batman news. There's all this stuff about the best, most important Batman comics of all time. Then you have another thing called the 25 best Batman comics. And it keeps going. Like, there's hardly anything interesting. Which is bizarre. Let's see. How Tom Welling could look as Arrowverse's Batman. That would be so weird. So he really said this? I have to check this now. This is real, huh? Tom Welling wants to be Batman? Why? He was Superman. So does that mean Dean Cain wants to play, like, old Batman too? I bet he does. Everybody wants to be Batman. Really? So they want Tom Welling. Okay. Now, did Tom actually say this? Or is this just, like, fan casting? Can anybody confirm this? Is it just fan casting, or is this real? Like, where Superman from Smallville wants to be Batman. Who doesn't want to be Batman? It's probably fan casting. Following me from Ecuador. Shoutouts to Ecuador. How's it going there? Yeah, I hope it's a fan casting. It's kind of weird. Do you like Tim Drake? Yes. Tim Drake's my favorite Robin. Kwing, how can you tell Jim Lee Batman is good enough? How can you tell Jim Lee Batman is good enough? What do you mean by that? The art style is amazing. The stories that involve Jim Lee's Batman are some of my favorite. Very cool stuff. Tom was on a podcast with Lex Luthor and said he would like to play the Batman? What? Really? Oh, I'm going to have to... I love Flash's... Cartoon Flash and Lex Luthor's podcast. That is awesome! That is cool! That's going to be a video. You watch, guys. That's going to be a Bat News tomorrow. Screw the podcast. I'm doing that tomorrow. That's going to be awesome. I'm gonna find out more about this because I could see that happening. I don't want him involved with the CW at all. I don't want Tom Welling involved with the CW. What Batman does he want to do? Like, did he want to do the DC app thing or CW specifically? Cavill wants to play Batman and Affleck wants to play Superman? No, come on. I mean, you could do a video or a movie where they have their roles reversed in the multiverse, and Cavill is Batman and Affleck is Superman, but that's not going to happen. Cavill might come back, but I don't know. Ugh. He wants to be CW's Batman. Okay. So he wants to be Ruby, or he wants to be Kate's cousin? Or is this something else? Yes, technically, Affleck has played Superman. I know. He played George Reeves. correct? George Reeves' Superman from the 50s. And it was that scene in the movie where a kid came up to the George Reeves Superman, and he had a gun, and Ben Affleck playing, George Reeves. And I heard this is a true story where this kid came up to the Superman actor and said, "Oh, I want to see the bullets bounce off your chest, like on TV." And it's a very dark scene, but also the way that George Reeves handled it, nobody got hurt. He said, "Well, if you shoot me, the bullet will bounce off and hurt you and other people. You don't want to see that happen, do you?" And the kid's like, "No, I guess not." And Superman's like, "Just give me the gun, and I'll give you an autograph." And the kid's like, "Okay." And he gives him the gun, but that could have been a really dangerous situation. And that actor was so cool under pressure, you know? That was incredible. See, Batman actors don't have to worry about that because, they're human. Batman isn't bulletproof, so he wears body armor, and if you're at a signing where, anything scary like that ever happened, you'd be like, "I don't have my bat suit, it's bulletproof, so if you shoot me, it's gonna hurt really bad." I thought the Andy Serkins thing is fan casting. Is it official? Yes, if you guys want to see that movie, it's rated R. It's called Hollywoodland. Ben Affleck did a great job playing the real-life version of the George Reeves Superman, if memory serves correctly. And if you're wondering what costume I'm using for today's podcast, this is, of course, the Batman Incorporated, the Batman INC suit, which for the longest time was one of my favorite costumes. I never got around to making my top 10 favorite Batman costumes. Maybe I should one of these days. I don't know. I'm going to have to really work very well on this channel again. Just to break character. Just to talk about YouTube stuff for a second, because this is my podcast. I can do whatever I want. But I was speaking to YouTube and my network, and they said that the reason why there's a lot of CPMs low for gamers right now, two factors. One factor, PewDiePie is not top dog anymore, although he's reclaiming his position, and I believe he's going to be changing his channel to gaming. Right now, he's under the entertainment label, but if he changes it to gaming, then he'll be the #1 gaming channel. Right now, I believe he's listed as like videos and blogs and stuff, and he got tired of doing gaming. When I spoke to him in 2014, 2015, when he was network hopping, and he was going to join the network that I was a co-chair of or whatever. He wanted to get away from gaming, and now it feels like all these years later he's going back. So if you're a gamer, your CPM could go up again by this fall or right around November. The other thing is the ad apocalypse #2 basically hit YouTubers and gamers hard at the start of, I want to say it was March, middle of March. And according to my sources at YouTube, the Ad Apocalypse 2 will be done, and your CPM should see a raise. If it's anywhere right now in the $3 to $5 range, like mine's around $5, $6, and it's been like that even during E3. Usually it's at about $15. We should see the CPMs for the gaming side of YouTube go back up right around the end of August or middle of August. So if you're a YouTuber and this is your livelihood, hang on. Maybe get like a part-time job for a while until it goes back up. But assuming there's no more crazy adpocalypse, then it should be back to business for most YouTubers that, this is your living. I have confirmed this with a bunch of people that I know and a bunch of people that I pestered because my life depends on it. The $5 CPM curse that has lasted about 4 to 5 months now on a non-slow month like January should be done by mid-August. So just hang tight. Don't do anything stupid. Just don't hurt yourself. Don't think the world is over. It's not just you. There are thousands of channels, tens of thousands of channels that are impacted by this. So don't do anything foolish. You only have one life. Okay? I've heard some pretty disturbing things over the past, things about YouTubers saying that because they can't make a living anymore, then it's time for them to check out and things like that. And it's terrifying, the world that we live in right now. But let's get back to Batman stuff. That's my YouTube section. That's all taken care of. If you see me washing cars like in a couple weeks, just know everything will be fine later. But that's amazing about the Tom Welling thing. Thank you so much for sharing. This is kind of like an open forum. So Andy Serkis becomes the Penguin? This is official? Where have I been? Andy Serkis becomes the... This is true. Or is this fan casting? No, this is a rumor. Let me just double check. Planet of the Apes. He would make a cool penguin. I would prefer Jack Black, but... Yeah... No, this is just fan casting. The only actor that I've heard that has actually expressed interest in the Penguin has been Jack Black. But that would be kind of cool. I am also hearing a lot of rumors about they want to add Nightwing into the Batman movie. Kwing is living under Patrick Starr's rock home. Prove me wrong. Kwing's going to be living in a box soon. A couple months. No, I'm just messing. We're okay. I'm probably going to lose my car, though. But I don't really drive anyway, so it's not that big a deal. I'm going to try to sell my car before the IRS takes it. At least I think I can. I don't know. Going to try. Kwing, what do you think would win in a fight? Batman or Goku? I'm going to have to say Goku because, come on. Kwing, have you seen Batman City of Scars by Bat and Son? Yes, I have. It's okay if you hate it, but I just want to know your thoughts on it. Kevin Potter plays Batman. I've seen it. I thought he was good. Kevin Potter is kind of like a fan movie guy that does Batman stuff. He was in the Predator Batman, wasn't he? Oh, it's okay, guys. Everything's going to be fine. I'm just holding on till the fall. I got my network trying to get some brand deals. It's going to be okay. We're going to be fine. It basically went back. If I had to talk about it, well before Disney Infinity and the Arkham games came out, this is kind of what my income was close to 10 years ago. So, I'm probably going to find some other things to do in the meantime, but it's not difficult to record videos and get them up. But you'll probably see a lot more streams because YouTube likes streams more. Algorithm loves streams. Would you have preferred Batman 2 instead of Batman Returns? You mean the story that I did? The original script of Batman? The one with Grayson in it? Yeah. I mean, there are parts of Batman Returns that I love, don't get me wrong, but I kind of liked the tongue-in-cheek story of the Batman 2 storyline, and I also liked how Vicky Vale and Bruce Wayne actually got together, as opposed to basically doing the James Bond thing. And you know what I mean by the James Bond thing, right? The James Bond thing is where Bond has a new girl every movie, and that has kind of continued in pretty much every Batman movie, which you can argue that The Dark Knight was a different actress playing the same role too. So technically, the Bond girl curse has been in every Batman movie. Vicky Vale never came back. She was supposed to. And she was supposed to be Kim Basinger. But nope. They wrote her out. They just give her kind of a nod like, oh, hey, Alfred, what was up with Vicky in the Batcave and stuff like that? And that was her only thing. And Rachel Dawes is the only other Batman female love interest that has appeared in 2 Batman movies. Vicky Vale got a, whatchamacallit, she got a shout-out before there were shout-outs. And I believe Rachel Dawes has been mentioned in 3 movies. Post Mortius in the 3rd movie, and she is the only one that has the lead because they don't mention Catwoman in Batman Forever. She was supposed to get a mention, and she would have if Keaton came and, filled the role. He would have talked about Catwoman a little bit, but, since it was a totally different thing, yeah, it didn't happen. What are your thoughts on Batman White Knight? I'm still reading it. Disney's not going to buy Warner Brothers. Not happening. Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale. YouTube loves streams. We love streams. Well, that's great. Kwing making a live-action stream petition for a Nightwing game. Say Grayson for signature. Grayson! Grayson times infinity! You're welcome. Batman versus Spider-Man, who wins? Well, if you've read the comics, Batman won. In the 90s, when he fought Spider-Man, he beat him. Twice. And then, I believe it was either Spider-Man or Batman that extended the hand in friendship that they should become friends. And Ben Reilly and Bruce Wayne became friends. Although I don't know if Ben actually knows Bruce Wayne is Batman or not. The Marvel crossover books from DC you can actually buy on Amazon. They are not hardcover books. They are light cover. They go for about $16 to $20. One of them is $29.99. But you can pick them up. I have them in my collection. They're a fun read. Shows you what comic books were like in the 90s. Everything was extreme in the 90s. So you can take a look at that. I do suggest reading those. K-Wing, what do you think would win in a fight between Batman and Wolverine? Wolverine can heal. Watch Bat and Sun, Batman versus Wolverine. Batman thought he beat Wolverine. He electrocuted him. Wolverine got up, stabbed him. Now, if you would have combined the thing that Batman did to Deadpool, where, Batman literally blew up Deadpool, then technically Deadpool's alive because he can grow back. If Batman did the same thing to Wolverine, which I can't see Batman doing that, I think that if Ben Affleck Batman versus Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, because he's kind of murder badish, I think that Ben Affleck's Batman would defeat Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine would come back, as far as I know, though here's the thing, okay? This is what I don't understand. If you decapitate Wolverine, he supposedly dies, yet he's been nuked, and he comes back from just... It's not fair. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. If Batman blew up Wolverine, would he still come back if he's been decapitated? I don't know. Affleck would probably blow him up somehow with C4, with a C4 Batarang. But just regular comic book Batman, since he doesn't kill people, he would lose. If Wolverine is feeling nice, maybe he won't kill Batman, but if he sees Batman as a threat and Batman's a threat, then Batman will die. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. I have to be honest. Bale Batman versus Affleck. Who wins? Affleck. Affleck's choreography for his Batman is deadly serious. Bale is like, as Ra's al Ghul puts, it's a dance. It's a very, Muay Thai, painful dance. But when Affleck hit you in the in BVS, you didn't get up. That's the Batman from the comics right there. When Batman hits you, you're done. You're not getting up. Your leg's busted. Your ribs are busted. Bale's Batman, when he knocked people down, they got up. Or in that one guy's case in The Dark Knight Rises, a guy who was so scared of Batman fell over and pretended to be unconscious. Watch the movie. Watch the movie. You will see it happen. It was an accident, but this guy was supposed to go down fighting Bale in The Dark Knight Rises, a scene where Catwoman and Batman are fighting all these goons. And the dude is, I guess he thought he got hit by Bale, and he just goes down. And he stays down. So a lot of Batman fans have interpreted this as the guy is so terrified as Batman of him that he decides to take a knee and just stay down and just not deal with Batman because he doesn't want to get punched. What's the worst Batman? George Clooney. You're welcome. Michael Keaton Batman versus Superman Chris Reeve. Okay, you want to know how Michael Keaton Batman would lose? If he doesn't have kryptonite, Chris Reeves would grab Superman by the cape. I'm using the Lego games as an example for this. He would grab Michael Keaton by the cape. He would drag him up to the tallest place, and he would drop him, and then he would see that Batman's not terrified and using a grapple gun to, kind of save himself from going splat. He takes Batman's utility belt away, and he leaves him on the top of a gargoyle with his cape right there, and he lectures Keaton until they're friends. That's what would happen. I always envision the Lego games, like the original Lego games, Lego Batman 2008 and Lego Batman 2, as kind of like, connected series, and a Christopher Reeves, happy Superman and grumpy Keaton Batman that Troy Baker played. I see those as the Reeves and the Keaton Batman, and those guys became friends. And I always wanted to see a Christopher Reeves or a Dean Cain Batman Superman movie. I think either one of those actors would have been great with Keaton playing this stoic thing, and both Christopher Reeves and Dean Cain got the embodiment of Superman and Clark Kent perfectly. I can't talk. I need to drink again. I've been talking all day. Keaton versus Affleck. Again, I'm gonna... Well, where are they fighting? Where are they fighting? Tell me where Keaton and Affleck are fighting, and I'll tell you who wins. If it's anywhere in a city rooftop or something like that, both Batmen, Keaton and Affleck, use stealth, disappear. They use smoke bombs. They have lethal gadgets. I could see Keaton Batman maybe beating Affleck Batman in the Gotham Cathedral, doing something similar to he did to a Joker goon, where they viewed Keaton as kind of like this normal guy that was out of his league, and Keaton got the upper hand. I don't think that Affleck Batman would still lose, because even though Keaton looks like he's not a threat, he is. So I don't think that Keaton Batman would be underestimated by Affleck. I think that Affleck may end up beating Keaton Batman unless Keaton Batman somehow manages to throw Affleck in front of the afterburner of the Batmobile in the Batcave, because Keaton would turn it on without hesitation and set him on fire. That's a very interesting question, but you have to remember something. Keaton Batman is a Batman who... It's different. He is supposed to be like 30 years old in the first movie. He's like 29, 30 years old. Affleck Batman is a guy who's been around for 20 plus years as Batman. He has scars. He's got, the famous Alex Ross picture where Batman is all like damaged and you see all the different... That is something we needed to see. You did see kind of the scars all over Affleck's body, but they weren't as defined as that iconic picture of Alex Ross's Batman showing a weathered Batman, what he looks like in his 40s or 50s. He'd have a lot of battle scars. So Affleck has been around a long time in his career, fighting essentially a Batman Year One Keaton. Even though Keaton's older, Affleck is also would probably outdo him in the endurance department, because you saw the training montage of what Affleck could do. In terms of training, I think that Affleck and Bale would also last longer in a fight together, but Affleck's Batman would come on top. Keaton would have to cheat, and Affleck would have to just be either too arrogant or something. But I like the idea of a fight in the Batcave, evenly matched for a while. Keaton gets the element of surprise, throws Affleck in front of the Batmobile. Batmobile gets switched on. Keaton wins. It's kind of dark. And then Keaton has a smirk. So, what happened to that Batman lore video you were going to do a while back, and what is your opinion on Beware the Batman? What happened with this channel? I kind of have dropped hints, but I am in financial trouble, and I was trying to amend my taxes and do all this other stuff, and I've been in a legal battle, so I haven't really been able to spend any time on this channel, because no matter what I did, the channel never went up from making a certain amount. It was like Groundhog's Day. Now the channel is working again because the Let's Play channel is going down. So I don't really know. I mean, I'm gonna find out what happens. I have a bunch of stuff written down for Batman that I can. I don't have the voiceovers done. I have like a hard drive filled with scripts and ideas that I've never laid voiceover down for. But since Amber's going to be starting her, she's going to be starting her culinary thing soon. Like, they have to get an externship. So Amber's going to be disappearing for a while, which is going to give me more time to try to build this channel up again. I haven't had time to build this channel up since I lived in Boston, which was 2015. So after Arkham Knight died, this channel unfortunately kind of took a nap for a while. When we were in Boston, I had the ability to work a lot harder, and there was more incentive. So I'm going to try to do that in Central PA, but being in the smack dab of nowhere doesn't really inspire me, all that much. there's no like gothic architecture around for me to, get inspired to be in the Batman mood. I'm not living in a big city. I'm outside of Philly, but I'm still technically in farm country. So, I don't have that nightly inspiration, we'll say, that I used to when we lived in Boston. I was always jazzed to do something Batman related when I lived in a big city. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys can understand that or not, especially at night when you see the city light up. And Massachusetts had a lot of fog everywhere. So it was very easy for me to get in that mental mindset of doing more Batman things, whereas, smelling Amish stuff all the time and hay and all those other things. So, where am I going with this? Are you still getting the Anarchy lore stream that was mentioned? Anarchy is one of the scripts that was written. I just have to get time to do it. And since I work on the Let's Play channel 7 hours a day with recording voiceover, about 4 to 7 hours, and then I spend an additional 4 hours editing. That leaves me very little time except to do a Bat News. So I'm trying. There's literally not enough time. I can try to be up for 24 hours, but as a 36-year-old, I'm telling you right now that 36 hours or even 24-hour days are not really possible for me anymore. I'm kind of out of that now. I used to be able to do it. Yes, I lived in Boston. I was in the Massachusetts area and I lived in Cape Cod, too. That's how well I used to do on YouTube. I could live in Boston and Cape Cod. Holy cow. Now I'm living in farm country. Right outside of Philly. Yep. Okay, I wanted to just drive around in the Batmobile for a little bit. So yeah, that was actually kind of a cool question that you guys just had. Like I said, other than the fan casting, there's really not a lot of Batman news right now. So if you have more topics you'd like to hear about, I'm definitely open to whatever you guys have. The stream's going to last for a little bit more, so totally down for that. My dream place to live would be New York City. I would love to live in New York City. I got a lot of friends there. And I would be heavily inspired to do more Batman work, probably. Hope everything gets better for you. Thank you, Meme Connoisseur. Meme Connoisseur. Appreciate the super chat, man. Kwing, you guys want more? Who would win in a fight? Batman versus Godzilla? Really? Okay, let's do this a couple ways. Does Batman have access to a mech? Does he have access to Mechagodzilla or a Batman mech that's like... What version of Batman is this? Is this a Batman Brave of the Bold OP Batman? Because he would fight Godzilla and win. Or is this like regular comic book Batman that maybe has met the Ninja Turtles or something of that respect? Or is this just like movie Batman? I want to know. Do I hate the Dark Knight trilogy? Of course not. I love it for what it was. It was very interesting. I don't think you have to worry, Montnui. Disney is not going to be able to buy Warner Brothers. That would be a monopoly. And also, I don't think AT&T, which owns Warner Brothers, is going to sell it to Disney. Did we find out what I want to? I'm curious about this. Who is the person? Mechanic Batman Godzilla. Infinity, were you the one to propose this? Who proposed the Godzilla thing? Trying to. No, I live near Philly. Okay, so let's. I'm trying to find in the chat, what version of Batman this is, so we can kind of finish this question because I'm curious to kind of explain this. Batman versus Godzilla was actually going to happen as a film. No, it was not. No, it was not. When? Who? Where? Where did you hear this? Where? Where was Batman versus Godzilla going to happen? Where? I have... No. Maybe in Japan. Where did they go? Disappearing thug action. That's crazy. You see that? They totally vanished. That's insane. I thought you could go inside the diner by breaking the glass. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Creepy. Alright, cool. We're in... This is, fun atmosphere. Nice little backdrop. I also thought there was a way to go in first-person view. Yeah, there it is. Just kind of investigating the creepy stuff. Jack Nicholson Joker versus Heath Ledger. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Batman Infinity 1.0 coming soon. Wasn't me, it was someone else. Well, I appreciate that. Kwing, did you watch the series finale of Gotham? Yes, I did. Disappointing. Disappointed. If the entire entity of Marvel couldn't beat Godzilla, then Batman most certainly cannot. Okay, Daniel, well, have you ever seen Batman Brave and the Bold? Because that version of Batman can do everything, including breathe in space. I don't know how. He can also use a Green Lantern ring at will. He's had superpowers. So, yes, Batman could defeat Godzilla if it is a different incarnation of Batman. So I'm going to go out and say that the Batman that destroys Godzilla with puns and crazy gadgets, such as the Batmobile transforming into a Mechagodzilla, would be Batman Brave and the Bold. You can laugh at it, but you know that could happen. Based on the quirkiness of that show, anything and everything literally happened every week. So yes, that would be a thing. Let's move past the King Kong Godzilla stuff. With Adam West Batman, it was going to be a thing. Really? Favorite non-DC Marvel comic? Star Wars comics from the 80s and G.I. Joe. Dante would beat Batman, hands down. Dante. Are you mean, like, Dante? Devil May Cry Dante? Do I watch Umbrella Academy? Hey, Batman 01, how you doing? K-Wing, are you still scared from Batgirl and Batman scene from Killing Joke? I sleep with one eye open. I will tell you that. Who would win, Deadpool or Wolverine? Wolverine! Here's an interesting one. Jack Nicholson versus... Okay. I would say that Nicholson Joker would kill Heath Ledger Joker. My reasoning is we don't have the crazy gimmicks that Heath Ledger Joker... He never used any. He didn't have a flower that spit acid. He didn't have any comical deadly weapons. I don't think that he would take Nicholson seriously, and then he would have his face melted off. He would probably, because you have to remember, Nolan's version of Joker was supposed to be a character that had like post-traumatic stress. Apparently, he was supposed to be like a returned military guy in the world of post 9/11, and he had gone crazy. They were going to talk more about the Joker if Heath Ledger hadn't died and go into his backstory a little bit. And they were going to tackle some of that in other merchandise. And I believe an animated movie was supposed to feature Joker. But of course, the passing of Heath led to the rewriting of Nolan's trilogy. The original trilogy was supposed to consist of Joker and Two-Face in the final movie. And there wasn't supposed to be a final movie. It wasn't going to be 3 movies. It was going to be 5. Heath Ledger's passing messed up Bale, it messed up Nolan, and it messed up the principal cast. Everybody was devastated. Even though Heath Ledger was only around for 1 movie, Nolan and company filmed enough for 2 films. In fact, the end of the Nolan film, before what's-his-name was supposed to die, it was going to be a cliffhanger. And Two-Face would have been a big role in the 3rd movie. We don't know what the 4th movie was going to be about. It may have involved Catwoman or the Joker. We don't know. We'll never know. Because Nolan has basically destroyed all the evidence of what the original movies were. Because he can't deal with the death of his friend. Which I didn't even know that Heath Ledger and Nolan were friends, to be honest. You learn something new all the time. Now, I don't think that Bale will always be gone from the franchise. He could return someday. Maybe. I guess it all depends. Oh, that's right. We can... No, you can't walk in first... Yes, you can. You can walk in first person. Batman FPS. Oh, you can't throw the Batarang in first person. I threw a Batarang and they ran away. Yeah, but in all honesty, if I saw Batman walking around at night, I wouldn't mess with him. I would just be like, you know what? He's obviously doing something and he didn't see me. And I'm a criminal. I'll count myself lucky. Look, even these guys, they don't want to mess with me. They just turned around. Yep. That's a wall there. I'm gonna go punch some people and then I'll think about something else to say. Not that I should be saying that. It's a podcast. I'm supposed to know exactly what I want to talk about. Bye. You hit my car! You don't get to hit my car! I promise you guys something, though. If I ever go crazy, the first thing that you're going to hear about me that happened is I'm going to end up on the news. You're going to find out this vigilante has been cracking Antifa skulls in Philadelphia. If I go crazy someday, because I'm getting sick and tired of these riots nearby. Oh... That's my promise. If I disappear from the internet and you see a vigilante pop up in the East Coast, solely targeting certain individuals, then you know where Kwing went. Kwing went and he started making a difference in the world. Probably wouldn't be at it very long, though. The life of a vigilante is not a very long one. You're lucky if you survive a couple nights. Although, thankfully, they're not people that really use weapons, so they're not too bright. Infinity War is better, okay? Titan Blood is in Kwing. Find the cure. Just came in from a date, and the first thing I hear is Kwing's becoming a vigilante! It's the Nightwing 01! So how was your date? You mind sharing with the rest of us? Don't do it. What about Amber? I don't know. Oh, they are. They are. The FBI would thank me. Maybe. Maybe I get a medal. Does Batman have his own Sinister Six? I don't know. He has a rogues gallery, and so does Spider-Man, but... Oh, nuts. Just when I'm thinking... See, that's what happens. Whenever you think, you get riddled with bullets. Oh, my gosh. You guys are making me think. Maybe in the 60s he did, but... I mean, his villains team up from time to time, but they don't have a name. The Injustice Gang is, like, more of super-powered villains from all over DC Comics. They team up now and again, but I don't believe they have a name, no. The only thing I would think of is at one point you had... we need to move locations. That bell is driving me crazy. Bank theft. That's a fun glitch. Thanks, Rocksteady. If you're wondering what that ringing is, basically Two-Face is committing a crime. So there's a bank being robbed somewhere. Man, that bell is really annoying. Where's my car? Did you just mess my paint up with your tiny bullets? This car's bulletproof there, Chief. You're not. You're not car-proof, though. That's 1, 2. Epic dodge. 3 strikes, you're out in Gotham City. I love that. And technically, if you think about it, Batman did not just run people over right now because he has an electrical barrier on his vehicle. That means before the car hit them, they were hit by an electrical force field. So they got electrocuted first. Which may or may not mean they're alive. But they're terrorists. Terrorists' lives don't matter. There we go. This looks like a nice, quiet place for me to answer some of your questions. There we go. Okay. Yeah, nice, quiet place. No, I don't believe Batman has ever had a rogues team-up name, such as the Sinister Six. I was trying to say that Elliot had a thing where he had these different villains involved, but they didn't solely go after Batman. They targeted everybody. There's been times where they've created their own little teams, but nothing that has been consistent like the Sinister Six, which you guys will be seeing in the MCU going forward. Sinister Six is coming, I believe, is what a rumor suggests. So, Vulture and, let's see if I can remember all the Sinister Six members. Vulture, Hydro Man, Lizard at one point, Electro, I already said Vulture, Rhino, Green Goblin sometimes, Shocker sometimes, Venom sometimes? No, maybe not Venom. Kingpin? No. Scorpion? Yeah. I think I said Scorpion, though. But no, Batman's never had his own thing like that. The Beetle? Kraven the Hunter? Really? Team Penguin. Okay. Well, there was a movie called Batman Unlimited where Penguin had a group of rogues go after Batman, but those were kiddie movies. Batman Unlimited is a kiddie movie that has been since retired. I don't believe they're making any more. It starred Roger Craig Smith as Batman, and the movies were ridiculous. Kaywin, can you help me create a vigilante name for reasons? No. And just so you know, battery is a crime, and you will go to jail for a very, very long time. I I'm saying, like, if I have no other options, then yes, I would do that. I would go out as a hero beating up on bad guys, knowing that I would end up going to jail for doing the right thing and protecting people. Because a hero is about sacrifice. Not if they catch you! Well, I've kind of admitted it already, haven't I? I mean, if they want to comb through thousands of videos to find it. I heard that Audrey... Yeah, I did a Bat News on that. She wants to play Catwoman. Team Penguin was... Well, Team Penguin was in two things, John Doe. It was in the Batman 2004 series, and it also was Team Penguin appeared taking over Gotham, or Neo Gotham, in the Batman Unlimited Direct-to movies. And Penguin looked kind of terrifying in that for a children's movie. But yes, I remember Team Penguin. Let's see. In the 2004, it had Killer Croc, had Firefly, Killer Moth. I don't remember the other member of Team Penguin. It might have been a girl, might have been Catwoman or Poison Ivy. I don't know. How do heroes get their names? Do they just tell reporters? Sometimes reporters. It's not illegal if you don't get caught. I see what you did there, Infinity Horse. Kwing, aren't you going to review Batman vs. TMT? Do it, please. And another question, do you miss Telltale's Joker? I miss him so bad. He's my favorite Joker ever. Ooh. You like him more than Mark Hamill? Really? Okay. He's a good Joker. Kwing, if you ever made a live-action movie version of The Killing Joke, who would you cast? Okay. Affleck as Batman. I would kind of like to see Keaton as the Joker. I think I want to see Keaton as the Joker in The Killing Joke. For Barbara Gordon, I would go with... I want a redhead. I don't know actresses. She would have to be like in her late 20s. Late 20s redhead. Well, my reasoning for Keaton as the Joker in a Killing Joke movie with Affleck as Batman, they're both up there in age. Keaton is a little bit older, and Joker in the Killing Joke looks older than Batman. So I think an Affleck and Keaton Joker would kind of work off each other. I think Keaton would have a lot of fun with it, like very Beetlejuice / crazy serial killer stuff that he did, I'm trying to think who I would do for Batgirl. I don't know blondes. Or redheads. And I don't follow actress. Mel Gibson as the Joker because he's already crazy? I kind of like Mel Gibson, but Keaton's crazy too. Scarlett Johansson would not work as Batgirl because she's too old. Batgirl, when she was paralyzed, she was like mid to late 20s. She wasn't in her 30s and 40s. It wouldn't work. You need somebody younger. Maybe the actress who played Jean Grey because she's current. And also the fact that she gets paralyzed and she's not a very good actress and you don't see her half the movie. I think that would be kind of good. Elizabeth Olsen would be too good, though. I don't... You have to remember that Babs doesn't play a big role in The Killing Joke. So I think... to make fans happy, it would be funny to paralyze Jean Grey, just, speaking theoretically as in the movie, not in real life. I don't wish harm on anybody other than bad people. And I think it would be a fun inside joke, like she ruined the X-Men movies and Joker shoots her. Don't know. I think that'd be funny. Exactly. Well, I mean, Alison Brie would be good. Alison Brie. What happened with my Arkham City reviews? They all got claimed. I uploaded them and they got claimed, and I never posted them. I have since erased them, and I have them on a portable hard drive in one of my server computers somewhere. I don't know if I'll ever post them because they were done back in the day. They're wicked cringy, and I mean, maybe I should find them and post them because, in all honesty, I'm a noob at Arkham Knight now. I don't remember anything. It's I used to be really good at this game, kind of, and now I'm terrible at it, and I just use it as a backdrop for podcasts or news videos. Which I'm gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to relearn what I learned because you guys remember what's happening in August, right? We're doing a 10-year stream of celebrating Arkham Asylum. The entire game. 7 hours, all the way through. The release date of Arkham. I'm still trying to do my documentary, but like I said, I've had life obligations and things where I've been required to go to court and other things, and I haven't had a lot of time to do the things that I want. So... no, it's not going to take me 10 hours. I'll beat it in about 7 to 6 hours. I guarantee it. That should be a fun stream. It should. I don't know if I'll be able to play the PS3 version, though, so it's probably going to be the PS4 version, which I know it's not as good, but I'm having a lot of problems getting my PS3 working, so. Emma Stone is Batgirl? No. Too old. What is it about Batman that Hugo Strange is obsessed with? I think the concept of Batman is what Hugo Strange is obsessed with. 2015 Kwing was a beast at Arkham. Aw, thank you, Gotham Knight. Shucks. Kwing, can Batman use Force power, Jedi, or Dark Side? Are you really asking, like, what side of the Force Batman would be? Come on, that's an easy answer. The dark side. The man walks a tightrope between light and dark every day of the week. You know? What are you talking about? He would be a dark side wielder. I'm gonna get my feet wet with it. I'm gonna try to play through Arkham Asylum little by little. Maybe I should start doing... Well, right now... how do I put this? Right now I'm working on that Bloodstained game, which is not getting a very good reception on my Let's Play channel, probably because, I don't know, it's a Castlevania clone, and most of the people over on the Let's Play channel they like a Mario, and they like a Zelda, Nintendo, and blah, 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 blah. So they're not really watching like the games that I like playing, so I think I would like to try to move some content over here if you guys are okay with it. Just so you're not starved for content. At least there'll be like maybe 3 videos up here a week. I don't know. It's up to you guys because I'm not getting anything. I'm making like 50 cents over there for Bloodstained, and I could probably make a few bucks over here, which will add to our income over on this channel. And it's a really cool game. Because I'll just repost the episodes. I don't care. Watch I repost the episodes over here, like the 6 episodes we've done, and YouTube is going to say, we gave your channel a copyright strike because you stole videos from Kwings Let's Plays. You just re-uploaded them. And it'd be like, I'm the person who did this. I am Kwings Let's Plays. You're fine, August. I'm not going to shout you out doing self-promotion, but I'm not going to ban anybody. You know what I mean? I've been watching your Batman Arkham Knight walkthrough. Really good. It's actually helped me. Really? Well, at least I was good at something. Thoughts on MCU Spider-Man? He's pretty good. Do you think Rocksteady will make another Arkham game? I don't know. I don't know. We're not going to talk about the female bat person. If you talk about her, then you're doing exactly what CW wants. Just ignore that she exists. She'll fall on her own sword because her content sucks. Don't give her anything. Make a copyright claim on yourself and watch the revenue roll in. It doesn't work that way. Little YouTube thing here again, because you guys love it so much. If you get a copyright claim on your video is dead. If you get Content ID, your video does not grow. So I will tell you this. When Nintendo gave me a copyright claim for doing the Nintendo, what do you call it? When I did the Nintendo Direct, which keep in mind, I stayed up all day to do that. When they copyright claimed it, instead of making $100 on that Direct, I made $4 after a month. Because when you get a Content ID or a yellow marker, that video is dead in the search engine. That video is dead to your subscribers. So whenever you get Content ID, you're toast. The only reason it's growing for Mortal Kombat channels is a lot of them bot. So you're going to see the same amount of views anyway, but they've already admitted on Twitter that it's demonetized. But the thing is, when they bought video views, they don't really make a lot of money anyway. You would make about a half of what your actual revenue would be if you let your actual subscribers watch it. But it's very hard to get a hold of your subscribers, so I'm not dissing people for botting. I would do it, but I'm here to make a living at this. So if I were to bot Kwings Let's Plays, say if I made my Super Mario Maker video 100,000 views, probably only make about like $10, whereas opposed if I let that video hit 20,000 views, I could make $100. So there's a huge difference. You know what I mean? That's why I've never botted on any of my channels, because I know what real currency does over longevity. It builds and builds and builds and builds. If you cheat, then you're not going to make a lot of money, and you have to just kind of survive off brand deals. Companies looking at your channel like, whoa, you're making, hundreds of thousands of views per video. We're going to give you $1,000 to look at this product. That's the secret. But again, the reason why my MK11 videos don't get... Yeah, most of them use Patreon, too. I have a Patreon. If you guys want to, whatever. I don't really use it all that much. I do movie commentaries on my Patreon. I try to provide a service for people. It's like, what is it, $3 or something like that, and we do a movie commentary once a month. Currently, there are about like 6 movie commentaries on there, ranging from Batman Mask of the Phantasm, the Turtles movie, another Batman movie, bunch of other stuff, I don't know. Star Wars movies. In all honesty, the next Batman thing, like movie-wise, or game-wise, I'm sorry, it would probably be WB Games Montreal. They've teased that they're developing a Batman game. I'm very surprised that the Batman game wasn't released or even teased in Batman's 80th anniversary, but I have a feeling, because I've told you guys this in the past, that Batman games only come out right around the same time as Batman movies. Since Batman v Superman was a dud, there was no new Batman game announced. They waited till Justice League. Justice League was a dud. 2017, no Batman. 2018, no Batman. 2019, no Batman. I don't think we're going to see a Batman game release until 2021, when The Batman comes out. I think that next year in 2020 that you will get a tease for the Batman game, whatever it is, whatever company is making it, but I do not think it will release until there's a new Batman movie in theaters, and then it all depends. If that movie is successful and they, churn out a lot of sequels, the most Batman games that have ever released in my lifetime were from the years of 2005 through 2015. You had Lego Batman games. You had cartoon Batman games. You had Arkham games. You had comic book... Wait, did you... Wait, no. Yeah, I mean, you had all kinds of stuff. There was at least like 10 Batman games that released between 2005 all the way through 2015. And that's because Batman was doing well in the box office. That is a fact. I could be a game analyst. Since there's no Batman right now, have you noticed there's no Batman games? Have you guys really thought about that? So you can put me down for saying that a Batman game is going to happen in 2021. That's when it will release. It's not going to release next year because that's the Avengers. The year after. John Doe agrees. See? I see. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, let's see. What else you guys got? Should I change locales? Are you guys okay with the raining thing? You want me to change areas, or is this good? Because I'm just kind of chilling here. Who do you like better, Babs or Stephanie as Batgirl? I like Babs as Oracle and Stephanie as Batgirl. Will you be collecting Riddler trophies in the Arkham stream? Don't push it, Classy. I'm just going through the story because it'll take 6 hours. I'm an old man. I can't be streaming for long periods of time. I will sleep for 15 hours the next day after doing a 6 to 7 hour stream of Arkham. I will not be doing the Riddler trophies because that would be a 12-hour stream. And also, I have no idea where all the Riddler trophies are anymore. It was a good question, though. I don't mean to put any shade toward you or whatever you kids say these days, embarrass you or anything like that. It's a great question. I've collected the Riddler trophies, I believe, off camera. I don't remember. I don't think I've ever done a full Riddler thing. I always let Arkham Videos do that. He was very good at it. WB apparently wants Ray as Batgirl. No! No! No, please. I don't know. I don't want that. I don't like her. That would be horrible. Wait, who's dating Cassandra? Are you talking Tim? Tim and Steph left. I haven't seen them at all. Like, Tim and Steph, they were together at the end of Detective Comics, and they left. I haven't seen them since. I'm going to have to look this, because if they put him with Cass, I'm going to be really angry. Wait, who's dating Cassie, then? I don't like the new Star Wars movies. I don't want to give hate toward it. I don't like them. I do not recommend them to my friends. My friends don't like them. I am an original trilogies person. I am a Star Wars OG canon. I loved Shadows of the Empire and a lot of the other books, which was called the Legends universe. Except now you guys call it the Extended Universe. They had better stories. I'm going to have to look into Cassandra Cain as Orphan. But I hope that Tim is still with Stephanie because they deserve to be together. I don't like the idea if he's with Cassandra because Cassie, I think that she and Tim dated before Stephanie in the OG canon, the one I remember, before Flashpoint. But a lot of people wanted Stephanie and Tim back, but since then, I haven't seen Steph and Tim in a comic. They were big members of Detective Comics, and then they left and went to school together or something. I don't know. I haven't seen them for some time. I like Cassandra Cain, but I don't like her as Orphan. I would like her as Batgirl. Does that make sense? I agree. I agree, August. Where can I read issues with Tim and Steph? Can somebody tell me? Because I really don't... I haven't seen them. They left. And I want to know what's going on with them. They're my favorite DC couple next to Lois and Clark. The Power Rangers Justice League crossover was amazing. I would have to dedicate an entire video to that because I'm not going to be talking about that in a podcast. If you guys want that, let me know. And I will look into that for you because I want to do it justice. I don't know much about Young Justice Season 3, so we'll save that for another video. Good. Thank you, Ghostfire, for confirming that. Are we ever going to get Penguin lore? You guys really want Penguin lore? Okay, how about this? When a Penguin actor is officially cast in the Batman, since it will be trending, I will put together a lore now, and I will release it when the Penguin actor is cast, and then we can talk about it. And I'll put a new intro on top saying whoever the actor is, but I'm just going to go ahead and I'll record Penguin lore on some favorite Penguin stories, and we'll go with that. I don't really want to do Arkham Penguin, though. I don't like Arkham Penguin. I like animated series Penguin and 70s, 80s Penguin. I don't like the current guy either. What happened to the Batman Begins lore? I got like... What did happen with that one? It's half written. I bought a bunch of books for it last year. It might be that I had to bail out Kwings Let's Plays again and work over there, and I just ran out of time. I do remember that the lore was almost finished when we did the Batman Begins commentary track, because by that point I watched through the movie about 4 times to get a good grounding for it, and I read the book by Neil Adams twice, and I have bullet points for it, but it's not done yet. I'm a perfectionist. I don't want it to be just like, I want everybody to understand the entirety of what it was going to be about. So I can pull up the script and I can pick on it, but I'm probably going to wait until there's a big celebration of Batman Begins, just like we had the 30th anniversary of the Batman movie. I'm going to wait a while before I do something with Batman Begins because, you know, I just press for time. Back in the day, guys, I had a bunch of people writing, like, helping me with things. I would send bullet points, and they would help me write scripts and edit videos. It's all me now. The reason why Arkham Knight was so successful is because I was releasing more content than I ever did because I had 2 editors. I had a guy in Louisiana, and I had a guy in Florida. And I would Google upload, or whatever it was, share file. I would send the voiceover, and I would send the gameplay over a shared drive, and they would take care of an upload on my channel. And then I would still be doing things like working on lore videos, doing all this other stuff. I have no help anymore. And Amber's not home full time anymore. So it's just me. And like I told you, it takes me 7 hours to do Kwings Let's Plays stuff in terms of editing and uploading. And it takes about 4.5 hours to record with Amber after school. We usually get about 4 or 5 videos done a day. Maybe sometimes, if we do like just versus videos, we can get 6 videos or 7 videos done. But if we're doing like 40-minute videos, we only get about like 4 or 5 videos done, if we're lucky. So I don't have a team of people anymore. So that's what cut down. Old friend of mine, comic historian, still has a ton of people helping him. So that's how he's able to produce a bunch of channels. Variant has on staff at least 6 people. So that's how they're able to stay consistent and upload multiple times. And the other channels that upload consistently, they do short videos or they bulk record Mortal Kombat content and just upload a video a day. Since I'm running another channel by myself, this channel is harder to keep up that same pace. So what I would like to do is have videos up at night on this channel, because that's where I can dedicate a little bit of time, at least an hour to 2 hours, for podcasts or whatever. I'm sorry. I wish I could do more, but I can't. Apologies. I feel bad about it. K-Wing hates Tom King. That's a strong word. I don't hate anybody. I strongly dislike some of his choices with Batman and Nightwing. I don't hate him. I liked his Mr. Miracle run. I like some of his Grayson run. Some of it. I don't like his Batman run. Favorite Batman gadget? Shock weapon. Because, yes, I do despise Dan Dido. I despise greatly Jason Inman. I don't like some ex-Arkham YouTubers. And, let's see. I don't like a guy named Zeitgeist Game Reviews either, because he abandoned his audience and he was a total jerk. He was a member of the Game Station and he made my life Very difficult for a while. He actually tried to get my YouTube partnership removed several times. So I don't like him. And I don't like George Clooney. That's it. That's my circle of dislike. My friendship circle is very small because I've had some YouTube friends pass away. I've had some YouTube friends who have gotten married and have a family of their own and left YouTube. There aren't that many OG YouTubers left that were when I came out. There's maybe 100 left. 3 years ago, there were 500 OG YouTubers that were still on YouTube. By the end of this year, there'll probably be 75. So I only remember the guys from 2005 through 2010. Like those were the guys I was pretty tight with. That was the circle I ran with. Where are the guys that are kicked out of YouTube? Oh, some of them had their channels closed. They left. One guy became a radio announcer in, I believe, Seattle. And he does that now. He's like a DJ. Another person who used to do game walkthroughs when her channel was erased. I think she went back to working for like a publication, or she just left YouTube in general. I don't know what happened to her. And a couple other people who had their channels falsely closed that were FPS gamers, they're gone. They never came back. They never went to Twitch. I can't tell you their names because I don't remember the name of their channels. So there's just, people are gone, dropping like flies. I like Black Canary of the CW, but I like the original. Not the not the White Canary. I'm talking about Laurel Lance. That's the Black Canary I liked. She was cool. Are you okay, Luke? Define okay. What does that mean? How long has Batman been active in the Arkham games? Depends who you talk to. When I talked to and I interviewed Rocksteady for Arkham City, they said Batman had been active for 25 years. Then after Arkham Origins, when Arkham Knight rolled around, said he's been active for 12 to 15 years, even though Bruce looks kind of old for only 10 to 15 years as the Batman. It kind of made sense that he looked like late 40s, early 50s in Arkham Asylum. You know, he looked kind of old. So Arkham Origins, you could see why I don't like it, because canonically, they messed it up. Bad. So I'm a big fan of canon, so I can't read Arabic. Oh, wait, no, don't. Do we have a mod in the chat? I'm not, I'm on my phone, so I'm not logged in. Yeah, Origins ruined everything. It was a great game, but it ruined the story. I don't like it. Dini said, you have to talk to Paul Dini about the Arkham games, because Dini, to me, is canon. Dini said 20 to 25 years. Dini still says about that time, because he based all of Batman's Easter eggs based on comic events that happened during a Batman's career of 20 to 25 years. 20 to 25 years to Asylum in City. But nope, WB Montreal was like, oh, we're just going to play along with this a little bit. And then they just, because they're not as great of a writer as Dini, they screwed the pooch. Big time. And since I'm like a Arkham historian, that bothered me. A lot. And it's why it's very difficult for me to write an Arkham lore, because it's all messed up now. It's ruined. If you're wondering why Batman is just like idly standing still, he's on a stakeout. This is what a Batman stakeout would be, kids. Batman sitting in the rain, not catching pneumonia, maybe listening to a podcast, I don't know. There's actually not a lot of information about Batman, what he does on stakeouts. I've looked. I thought about doing a video on it, but never happened because no writer has really spent time on what Batman does during a stakeout. They were saying that when Dini talked about Jason being dead, the only thing they have is there is a there's a few Easter eggs about Jason Todd being blown up or killed by the Joker, and the Joker mentions it. And Tim Drake in Asylum is just starting out. So Joker hasn't really seen a new Robin yet. So it could be years that Jason was gone, or we don't know. He probably just broods during his stakeouts. But no, I've written DC Comics writers, and I've asked them, especially when, I used to be able to brag to people about this channel. I would contact DC writers, I get replies. I would, say stuff like, well, I have an audience of 200,000. I get about 200,000 views of video, get about 4 to 5 million views monthly. And I want to make a video on this topic, but I've never found anything about it. And when you would do this kind of stuff, they would reply. And anyway, I heard back from so many different DC people back in the day, 2011 through 2015, 16. And they told me, that's an interesting question. And I was like, well, what is it? What's the answer? What does Batman do on a stakeout? Can you show me an issue? Because, and they were like, I don't think he's ever really, there's never been a full comic book dedicated to Batman being on a stakeout. You see some monologue where he is watching somebody, and then the panel changes to either hours later or a day later. You don't really see what he's doing during that one stakeout, but he stayed there, which one writer told me he was there. Oh yeah, he was there for 72 hours. It's like, okay, what did he do? He was he's watching a serial killer, or he's doing this. What did he do? What did? And they don't tell me. They're like, we don't know. It said the next day, or Batman had this monologue, but you don't know what he's doing. So for all you know, he could be sitting on a gargoyle, sipping some cocoa, or ordering a pizza. You don't know. And you'll never find out, because the 1970s have never gone over it. The 90s has never gone over it. It's just there. My school ends in 10 minutes. Well, White Raven, you have a great night. Thanks for watching. What part of the world do you hail from? Maybe Pat listens to Ryder's podcast and just grumbles and rolls his eyes just for kicks. Jack Ryder's podcast. That's really good. Oh, gosh. How long has it been since I played Arkham City? Does the live stream of the... Wait, you guys would know this. Did I live stream Arkham City Remastered or no? Did I only do Arkham Asylum Remastered? That will tell you when's the last time I played Arkham City. I want to say 2012. Good night. I would say your name, but it looks Russian, and I would butcher it. How did Batman get the big dinosaur in the Batcave? That needs its own video. There's lots of different ways he got that dinosaur, and I'm not talking about it on a podcast. That is a great topic. I don't know if people would like watching that, but it's kind of fascinating because each Batman writer has, in the past 50 years at least, made a little story about how Batman got the dinosaur. There's at least 4 good ones that I can remember, but a couple I need to research a little bit more because I want to make sure I'm not mixing and matching the dinosaur story. Because there were a couple. I can tell you this. One of the I already ruined it. One of the dinosaurs was a robot. it was a case that involved a robot dinosaur. So the dinosaur you see in one incarnation of Batman, it might be pre-Flashpoint or after Flashpoint, it was a robot dinosaur that tried to kill Batman. Good night, White Raven. I did stream Arkham City Remastered. Well, you guys are on the ball. I don't remember. You did or considered Asylum when the game came out. Oh, okay. He probably eats rice and bat snacks. No, he's probably like chucking like raw protein. Remember, we did a video on what Batman eats. Felicity created Birds of Prey in the Arrowverse, kind of. No. Please no. K-Bro did Asylum and you did City? No, I'm pretty sure I played both of them. K-Bro doesn't really like the Batman games. Same with the Penny. Yep, the Penny has several stories too. Oh, from Australia. All right. Well, you have a great night, White Raven. Thanks so much for tuning in, man. Do well in school. Have you read about how Spider-Man tried to join the JLA but was denied by Batman? Maybe. If it was part of that Marvel crossover, I might have it. If not, I might not have it in my book. I don't know. That's a very good question. K-Wing, do a lore on the Batcave and how he built it. Also do a lore on the utility belt. I've never done the utility belt after all these years? Really? I could have swore I did that one. Oh, I know what happened. I did do the utility belt. It got canceled. Or not canceled. It got claimed. Because I used I was trying to experiment with video clips. So I showed different people putting on the utility belt. I had animated series clips. It didn't I didn't really use any Arkham footage because I was with Machinima at the time and they told me I was whitelisted by Warner Brothers, so that meant I could use Warner Brothers stuff. And I thought that, you know, they gave me the green light to use because I was going to do animated series reviews and use like, you know, clips and stuff because Warner Brothers had bought Machinima. And when I uploaded the video and it had clips of different movies showing the utility belt and different things, the utility belt and comic book pages, that thing got beyond copyright claimed that I almost got a copyright strike. And then I talked to Machinima and I spoke to the Warner Brothers rep and they told me, well, there shouldn't be a problem with you using this stuff. They're like, what's the problem? And then they got back to me and they said, yeah, we're sorry, Luke, but you can't use this. And it's like, but you're Warner Brothers. You own my network. And I see other channels using clips, and they told me, they said, oh, those are content ID'd videos. They're not making any money. And I'm like, what? It's like, then why are they doing the top 10s? That doesn't make any sense. We're not a charity on YouTube. So, yeah, I mean, most of my videos, all my really good ideas always got claimed. The only time a video did not get claimed is when I did this stuff. When we had Batman walking around and occasionally there was a comic book image and I was just talking. That was it. Those are the only lore videos that grew and that made profit. And profit I got to keep. And Warner Brothers never bothered me. But any time that I use footage or images from a movie or I want to do something cool, doesn't matter if it's fair use. It doesn't matter if I'm following the guidelines of what I'm supposed to do with the amount of clips and seconds that are used. They always get claimed. And then if I give them grief or I counterclaim it or whatever, then I get threatened with a copyright strike by Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers has stifled my creativity for giving you guys the best Batman content on the internet for 10 years. And they always will. So I will never be able to make the videos that I want. Ever. Unless I choose not to be paid for those, and then I'm becoming a vigilante. No time in my life will I ever be able to do the kind of stuff that I want. It's kind of sad, but... thoughts on Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow? I used to like Legend of Tomorrow a long time ago. K-Wing, what Batman do in anime My Hero... What would Batman do in My Hero Academia besides boss everybody around and have contingency plans for everybody's weaknesses and like really annoy people by the fact he doesn't have a quirk. I think he would do the same stuff that he does in the DC Comics world. Uh, you know, I don't really see him. He would work. The great thing about how Batman is he would work in any universe you put him in, and he'd be a fun character. That's how I believe. If he was in the Marvel universe, he would still do his own thing. He would argue with Tony Stark a lot. If he was in an anime universe, he would butt heads with a lot of different anime characters. He would still be him. He would still be operating and working well. I would put Batman in the world of Cowboy Bebop. I think that would be interesting. And I think Spike and everybody else would despise Batman, but they would all work together, kind of. I don't think Batman would work in the world of Full Alchemist, but he could. I don't know. Ever since anime Batman came out, that movie, Batman Ninja, the possibilities of what universe this character can end up in is kind of endless now. Because I didn't think Batman would work in a feudal Japan. He did. So, I don't know. You tell me. Wait, are you sure the Batman from Brave and the Bold did not have a lantern ring? I thought he took Guy's ring. Or was that just like green energy around him in Batman Brave and the Bold? The Batman used a power ring. Yep, I remember that. Who would win, Tony or Bruce? Oh, it depends. I would rather see you play Batman Dark Tomorrow than Arkham Lore. Thoughts? I don't think you'll ever see me play Batman Dark Tomorrow because I can't keep my cool. I posted on my Twitter the other day, which you can go see. I had a dangerously high blood pressure that my wife stayed home from school because she was going to probably take me to the hospital. My blood pressure was 164 over. I don't remember. It was pretty high. And throughout the day, she was there monitoring me because she was going to take me to the hospital kicking and screaming. Because technically, you're supposed to go to the hospital if your blood pressure is over 150. So I almost had a stroke. The reason why I almost had a stroke is because my income dropped by several thousand. And I'm not going to be able to afford majority of my bills next month. So for the first time in a decade, I feel worthless, kind of, and a failure. So, yeah. Batman Forever would, or Batman Dark Tomorrow would cause me to rage quit. And depending how mad I got, I'm really thinking because I'm 36 and my blood pressure can spike that high, that you would probably see me die on stream in the hang gliding level. I would get to the hang gliding level and then I would die. Or you would see paramedics come in the house. I believe Amber told me I would have to wear a blood pressure machine so she can monitor me. Because if it got to a certain length, I wouldn't be allowed to play anymore. There are some games that make me very angry, and I am a hothead. And Batman Dark Tomorrow, I beat once for that review I did, and the next week, funny enough, I did end up in the hospital, and they didn't know what was the cause, so it was probably Dark Tomorrow. When did I do that review? Because I was in the hospital a lot with my pre-existing condition between the year before I got married till about 2009, 2010. I haven't been in the hospital or stayed in the hospital since 2010. So I've been out of the hospital since, and when I mean in the hospital, I mean literally they tell me I can't leave the hospital until my vitals are normal. I had to stay there. The reason why I said it's a failure, it's not okay for an adult not to be able to afford their bills. I know that things are going to get better, but as someone that has, and I have people who make fun of me, like a lot of these new drama channels that I'm not really friends with, but they know of me. They always tell me that it is wrong to make YouTube your career because someday it's going to be gone. And it's like, well, that's true, but I don't have the luxury of being able to work like the rest of you guys. I have to work online, and this is the only job that pays. So I don't like it when you throw shade to people saying that people who make a living on YouTube are idiots and you can't do it for past a year. And I told them, I said, I've been doing this for over 12 years. So that is a lie. You can look at my channel and say I'm not successful, but this channel that you're watching right now pays my rent a month. This channel right here, even though it has hardly any content anymore, it still pays my rent. And I'm not going to tell you how much my rent is. It's a lot because, condos aren't cheap, but... Cut to 1 week later, Vigilante appears branding villains with the name Kwing. But when that outs me, why would I use my name? I would use something cool like Dark Raven or Night Shadow or Mist Man. I would also use smoke bombs a lot because I'm not as spry as I used to be. I would carry a wrench, I would use smoke bombs, and I would incapacitate a group of protesters and maybe stop some people breaking into things. But there would be a lot of smoke bombs in use because I need to disorient my opponent because I'm not super athletic anymore. Running away, you'll probably hear me wheezing as I'm climbing, like, scaling the top of those stair thingies that drop by the side of apartments. I'm not in good shape anymore, so that's why it wouldn't really work very long for me anymore. Please advertise my Patreon. It's there if you want to use it. I'm never going to beg people. I don't believe in it. I create free content. I'm supposed to be paid by advertisers for producing said content. If people want to use my Patreon, go for it. My links are wherever. I'm never going to promote it because I don't like doing that. Sorry. Maybe if I was better at that, I'd have more Patreon people, but... yeah, I would make a cool name. I would never, ever, 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 ever attach my name to my Vigilante ID. I would not want to drag my wife into this or anything like that. I would want it to be a secret thing. But I'm not saying it will happen, but, I mean, it depends how crazy the world gets. I'm surprised during all these battles and protests, like even in the Philly area, that nobody has really died yet when they're literally throwing quick-dried cement inside of milkshake things and thinking people are being milkshake, but it's really quick-dry cement. So, I mean, I'm just waiting for the day somebody dies and then it to escalate these protests and both sides start carrying guns and a civil war breaks out. It's getting very terrifying. We didn't have protests like this in the 90s or the early 2000s. It's getting crazy, people. Be safe out there. Don't go out when there are protests in Philly, New York City, Boston. They're getting pretty bad. You want to, if you need to go shopping somewhere, even if you have to like take a few minutes and waste some time, go the other way around. Stay out of the really big areas where these protests are happening because I don't want any one of you guys to be dragged into this and get hurt. That would make me very angry if something happened to one of my viewers because of a bunch of stupid terrorists. So be safe. I have a metal bow staff that hasn't been taken away from me, but I'm pretty sure... I don't think I'd be able to get to a certain area without that being confiscated. It's not a collapsible bow staff. I had to sell that. This is just an old metal bow staff. I had to sell a bunch of really cool stuff when I moved to Pennsylvania and when I moved to Boston from New York, because different things are illegal. You have to pay attention. Kwing, have you ever heard of the Spider-Man YouTuber Godzilla Mendoza? You're talking about the Spider-Man kid? Why did Bruce add more features to the Beyond costume than any other? You didn't know this, Tyler? It's because the Batman Beyond suit was for a Batman who was out of his prime. So it was augmented with super strength and flight and enhanced armor to shield his body so that he could take blows from like Superman. And I've never talked about this. Oh, I should maybe do a video on that someday. But I mean, it's a pretty cool suit, but you have to remember the reason why Batman quit is not because he got beat by a supervillain or, a Justice League member went rogue. Batman had a heart attack and almost died. And out of desperation, he picked up a gun and he was going to shoot somebody. And then he quit. Because it's not that he didn't want to be Batman anymore. By that point, when he had a heart attack, he realized it's over. I can't do this anymore. Either I'm going to kill somebody or I'm going to die. And I guess he had enough gall to be like, the Crusade's done. That's at least what I thought about that. And then, of course, he became an Oracle role, but, Batman will beat Thanos with a snap of his finger, and Thanos turns to dust. Yes, because he's Batman. George Clooney. Eskrima sticks are illegal in Pennsylvania. So are nunchucks, I believe. So I don't have them anymore. Yes, I still have a bow staff. Shh. It's for protection in case somebody breaks into my house. Because I don't believe in guns. How old am I? 36. I have a friend who has a katana in New York, but I don't go over to his house because he drinks a lot. I don't want him to get angry one night and why? What'd I do? He's also he's a Marvel fan, so if he got in an argument with me and he was, having a bit too much, I don't want to end up on the 6 o'clock news like that. So I never go to his house. When he gets rid of the sword, I will visit him again. I know a little bit of martial arts, yes. Okay, when you want George to turn to dust? No, I want them to invent a time machine so that George can do a decent time as Batman. It's not a stick, it's a bow staff. And it's metal. I don't think I'm talented enough to make my own comic book. So, I don't know. I'm not a writer. I'm not an Ethan Van Sciver. I don't have 30 years of comic experience. The reason that guy is successful is he was a DC guy. He got a lot of fans because of Green Lantern, which was amazing. Even I picked up a Green Lantern book when he was involved with it. And I don't know. I mean, his Cyberfrog book is probably decent. I'm not going to buy it, but whatever. I'm not one of those guys. I don't think you'll ever read about anything I do in DC or Marvel or anything like that. Okay, fine. Luke has a metal stick. Thank you, Travis. Would you film your Vigilante acts? Maybe, but I'd have to like upload them through like a what do they call it? A VPN or something? Because as soon as I attach it to something and somebody knows me, it's over. That would be kind of cool, though. Your suit design, probably Nightwing's, very basic. If I could get some bulletproof vest or something to put under, in the beginning it would probably be just like a dark hoodie with a gas mask so I can breathe when I throw down the smoke pellets. I got it all figured out, guys. I have an oxygen mask because of my health condition, so I'd probably use that. That way, when people are disoriented from the smoke, I can crack some skulls and scare people. I want to instill fear more than anything. That way, maybe it breaks up a lot of this craziness before people really start to get hurt, Stop calling me Mist Man. That sounds lame. It sounds so lame. Mist Man. My gosh. Are we still on a gargoyle? Where are we? Oh, we're on a church. Huh. Mist Man. Beware the mist. Oh my goodness. What other topics you guys got? This is starting to get weirder than normal. Would I mind if you steal these ideas for a film? Could you give me like some type of credit for it? I'd be cool with it. Before we get off this topic, though, I used to believe that we would not live in a world where vigilantism would come back. But based on how bad the world is, I think it's only a matter of time before some nut job starts going out there and like really doing a bunch of this stuff. Because things are getting too crazy. In the 90s, this wouldn't have been possible. In the early 2000s, even after 9/11. But the escalation and how dangerous things are getting just to walk on the street or all this other stuff, it's going to happen. Somebody's going to just be the first person to do it, and then you'll see, like, so many copycats. I guarantee it. Could be a couple years, could be 5 years, could be 6 months, you never know. The thing is, the difference between these people and, like, you know, the Wild West is they're not going to live long doing this. That's a fact. We are Robin. There you go, Tyler. Yep. Well, that's the thing you have to worry about. If you create vigilantes and superheroes, how long before supervillains come out? It's a slippery slope, my friends. Oh, somebody lost her sister today? That's terrible. This is the first time hearing of this. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I know who Star Wars Girl is. Is she a relatively new channel, or... Joker's gonna have... Wait, did somebody say I'm gonna become a supervillain? Come on, guys! What? You think that would... You think I'm gonna become... Wow, I'm tempted to end this stream now. I know! What? You believe that, Shadow? How does wanting to become a vigilante turn into becoming a supervillain? I want to help good people, punish bad people. I don't want to become a bad person myself. What? And after I get arrested for doing a lot of good, I'm gonna blame Batman. That's what I'm gonna do. When they put me on the stand and they say, why did you do all this? Because I'm Batman! Oh, gosh. Having way more fun than a human being is supposed to have in this day and age. Oh, gosh. Whoops. Oh, I had an exploding batarang? I didn't know I had those. It would probably be a Batman Year One thing. I wouldn't last long, guys. That's why I said it would be like a final chapter type thing before I'm locked away for the rest of my life. But new topic, new topic. You're giving me too many ideas. I'm in a a place where, in my desperation, it could happen. So let's stop giving me ideas of how I could accomplish this. That'd be a heck of a legacy, though. Yeah, I got people shooting off fireworks too. I can smell the smoke. Have you seen Batman TMT? Yes, I have. I was writing a review for it, but I haven't finished it yet because life. I want to get it done before Batman Hush comes out, but I don't think it's going to happen. If you want me to... I'll put it this way. Okay, guys, go to a vote, please. Go to a vote. Can you do a vote for me? Please? I have the script done for Batman TMNT. Do you want me to upload it as just an audio script? Like, just the picture with Batman and Turtles, and then I just, post the voiceover that's like 10 minutes long? 10 to 15? I mean, I wanted to add some cool stuff to it because I was trying to add clips and pictures and stuff, but I just don't have the time to do it. But I had the review written. I feel so bad for you guys. You're on a YouTube channel that is so bare bones that it's embarrassing. I play Batman games and talk about random nonsense. I post pictures and talk about random whatever. It's not the same as other YouTube channels. It's the poor man's YouTube. It's a poor man's YouTube channel. For 12 years. Gosh. 12 years of making YouTube videos like it's 2007. It's Terrence, it's really hard to be hard on yourself when like so many other people they're able to do all the things that you've always wanted to do. And you can't do it. You still have to settle for methods that were cool in 2007. Yes, I have an ego, okay? I was told by a lot of DC people that my ego might be bigger than Nightwing's. It's true. I have a lot of bold ideas and big dreams, and I can never make them happen. So I just have to settle for essentially ghetto reviews for 12 years. I think the biggest thing to my ego is when I had people at Maker Studios and I had publications like IGN and stuff telling me that I was the best game reviewer on the net, and that was back in like 2007 through like 2009. And then when people were able to upgrade how they did video reviews with all these effects and stuff, it was like my time was over, and I could only keep doing it the way that I've ever done it. And my wife went to a editing, or not editing school. She went to graphic design. She did all this other stuff. She taught me some things, but I just can't do it. So it's always the same. Whenever I do a review, if you watch, whenever I made a review, even all these years later, it's the same thing. It's the same setup that I used way back in the day. Yes, I have like more high definition clips because I had a decent capture card. This can't go 4K though. But I would use, I can do HD stuff, so I would try to let the gameplay speak for itself. And then what I would do if I had a lot of time is I would sync up the music and the gameplay so that you would get a visual feast even though you weren't seeing like text or zooming effects or really cool fades and transition screens. You would the game and the music and the voiceover would all collide to make like a smorgasbord of a really cool review to watch. But it was so bare bones. Like all it was video clips, my voice, and select music from the game. That was it. Sometimes I didn't even have the ability to add like a score at the end. And that video alone would take about a day to put together. not counting the gameplay. Never count the gameplay. Gameplay always takes longer. Never sacrifice personality for editing. I like that, Matanui. That's cool. Nowadays, I don't feel quite as bad because all these other channels that are popping up, they literally go onto websites with their OBS and whatever, or they go on Twitter and they just take people's stuff and they talk over it. And they get hundreds of thousands of views. Before, you had to take somebody's trailer and talk over it to get hundreds of thousands of views. So I don't know. I think I will do that. I have a really cool script. You can imagine in your mind what I wanted to do when I have a clip of Batman saying Cowabunga and all this other stuff. But I have it done. I have the script written. I just have to lay down the voiceover, and I will upload it with just a bare bones picture. And that'll be it, I guess. I guess that's how we have to do things in 2019. Am I floating? I'm floating, aren't I? Am I floating? It looked like I was floating. Yeah. It really looks like he's floating. It doesn't look like his feet are touching the ground when he's running. Would Batman have a nice chat with All Might? Oh, definitely. You have to remember, even though Batman doesn't really like a lot of superheroes, and he's kind of a jerk, he does respect them. He respects how they help people. I think part of it is a jealousy, maybe. That every time Batman does something, he's literally risking his life. One slip up and Batman's going to die. But somebody like Superman, the only way he's going to get hurt is kryptonite. Any of his Justice League friends, they have weaknesses, sure, but they don't have to worry about that every single case. Batman is mortal. And if he had Superman's powers, as shown in the Brave and the Bold episode, I mean, he could do a lot of good with them. Maybe even be a better Superman than Superman. I don't know. But I think part of his broodiness with other heroes comes with a little bit of jealousy to show that he's human, And maybe that's why he gives people a hard time. Underneath the stern and the batarangs, he is a guy in a play suit crying for mommy and daddy, but, Batman is a very caring individual. He's the embodiment of humanity. He is risking his life to help people. Take for instance where the girl was terminal, Ace. He stayed with that little girl on the swing set until she passed away. She was scared. He held her hand the whole time. And that showed that he was a caring, loving person. And who would think that of a guy who dresses up as a bat and scares people every day? That he has this core of humanity built into him. I would say that he's more of a human character than Superman is. Or, pretty much anybody you can think of. The only equivalent in the Marvel Universe that I would make in terms of like the caring aspect of people would be Peter Parker. Peter Parker is also a person, even though he has these amazing powers, he still wants to do everything he can for pretty much anybody he comes across. He wants to protect people. That's very admirable. It's probably why I like Spider-Man too. So. And if I'm being completely honest, this is a character trait of Batman we have not seen in cinema at all. We haven't seen it in Keaton. We've seen his humanity side where he drops the brooding act when he's about to smash into a wall in Batman Returns. I'm a little worried. Flips a switch. We didn't see that with Val Kilmer. We didn't see that with Clooney. We didn't see that with Bale. We saw the jokiness with Bale. We didn't see that with Affleck. We just saw the brooding. So with Patterson, maybe we could see some of the heart that is underneath, the bat. The thing that he keeps hidden. And maybe Catwoman will claw that to the surface in the movie. Because, I mean, that is something that a lot of talented writers have been able to incorporate in their Batman stories. It didn't make it into the animated series because of a fluke, because of the writings of Paul Dini and Dwayne McDuffie. It made it into that cartoon because of the stories of Batman. from writers from the past 50 years. So I would love to see that in cinema, and I hope that Matt Reeves is able to do that because he would have a hit on his hand. He would have a very different version of the Dark Knight that people have seen. He can still be a terrifying individual to criminals, but when it comes to helping kids or something else, you can see that there's a lot of life in that darkness. Light in that darkness, sorry. I drank all my my stuff, so I'm a little... My throat is getting kind of... Ugh. Ah, yes. Smoke. You almost got Arkham Batman. That was going to be Affleck, but it didn't happen. So, all right, guys, we are at the 2 hour and 40-minute mark. You have any other follow-up questions about Batman and not vigilante exploits? Because we spent some time on that. I just want to kind of end on Batman tonight, if you don't mind. And I really want to get a video going of that thing that you guys talked about, Tom Welling being Batman, because that's a great 10-minute video. That's really, really cool, because I have a lot of things I could play around with that. So I'm kind of excited to get to work on that, personally. Would I ever consider doing a lore video on No Man's Land? Well, lore means Arkham footage, so, yeah, I'm always down to do lore for that. It's just the time available when I can write it. I have other topics that are fresh in my mind right now. How long have I liked Batman? Since 1988, probably. 88, 89. Today's your birthday. Happy birthday. I wish somebody could teach me how, that some people have, like, their chat in their video? I think it'd be kind of cool to see you guys in my video when I'm doing these podcasts, but I don't know how to do that. That's above my tech expertise. I think that'd be kind of fun, though. Um, I don't have a favorite Batman story. There's too many I like. I have like a top 50 favorite Batman stories and short stories that I can't ever pick one. Sorry. That's like asking me my favorite episode of the animated series. Some days I'll tell you it's Heart of Ice. Some days I'll tell you it's Robin's Reckoning. Some days I'll tell you it's Never Fear. Uh, you know, Almost Got Him. All depends. All depends on the day. All depends on my attitude. You know, outside of the Let's Play channel, I'm a broody, grumpy person. So I very much relate to a guy who runs around in a bat costume beating up bad guys, delivering his brand of justice to the world and protecting people. Although I don't do any of that. I just talk on a microphone on YouTube, but I educate you guys on some stuff, I guess. I don't know. Favorite villain? Joker. Was Spider-Man my first superhero? I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't think so, no. I mean, I really started to like Batman by like 88, 89 when I was old enough to remember um, Batman cartoons and the Super Friends and things like that because I watched them on VHS because my grandmother taped them. But cartoon heroes that I watched a lot when I was a little kid, I was a big He-Man fan from like the time I could walk until about the late 80s. I loved Thundercats. I didn't really get into superheroes until about 88, 89. I don't know. I don't think I knew as a kid that Batman and Spider-Man existed outside of television from like 85 and things like that. So I probably thought, little Luke, that Spider-Man and Batman were superheroes maybe outside of cartoons, but when I saw things like Marvel Productions at the end of Muppet Babies, I thought Marvel Productions, when I was a little kid, was a studio that made cartoons. So whenever I saw that logo, don't make fun of me. I was like 3, okay? When I saw that logo, even then I understood what quality was. I would make sure at the end of the show I was watching that it had the Marvel Productions logo at the end with that little Spider-Man thing, because that told me this was a quality cartoon. And there were a lot of different things that had that, from Muppet Babies, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, different, like, sci-fi shows. Marvel Productions was on a bunch of other things. They made a lot of different things. I even thought at one point that Marvel Productions made the Ruby Spears Superman cartoon, which was really good. I loved that Superman show. It was a little corny, a little weird, but it was really well done. It only lasted about 12 episodes, something like that. 12 or 20. At one point, I thought that Super Friends and Spider-Man were in the same universe, like, because they weren't really going to Gotham and Metropolis in those shows. They were going to places like New York and all this other stuff. So because I knew Spider-Man was in New York, I was wondering why Spider-Man didn't show up on Super Friends, or when Spider-Man met the X-Men, why didn't he run into Batman and Robin? I was a kid, okay? Come on. Everybody has that age of innocence when they're small. Everybody does. Except my kids, when I, Lord willing, have some. Because they're going to know, as soon as they can talk, the difference between DC and Marvel. They will never have that moment of naivety. Because there was an excuse back then, because there really wasn't a lot of, besides inner circles of groups of like comic nerds and TV people knowing, all this different stuff. That came in the 90s. Then you knew for sure that Batman, Spider-Man, all these things existed in comics, cartoons, video games. That's why the 90s generation is amazing, because they were the first that was bombarded with this comic book culture. They really were. It was the only time in history that comic book culture expanded the way it did in the 1990s. Video games, serials, cartoons, movies, TV shows, merchandise, you name it. The 90s had it. So, any more questions, guys? A few more? What is my favorite moment from Under the Red Hood? How real they made Jason's character. Like, how they made you feel for what happened to him. And the anguish that he was in, and the betrayal he felt that Batman let the Joker live after everything that happened to poor Jason. That to me was gut-wrenching. And the actor, Jason Nichols, was it? The guy from Supernatural, he did an amazing job. To the point where when I watched that scene, I had water leak out my eye. Just a little bit. Will I do a Catwoman lore? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not a big Catwoman fan. I'm a Talia fan. And I like Andrea Beaumont, but there hasn't been a lot about her. Catwoman, to me, is like a cheerleader. At least that's how I remember her from the comics when I was a kid. She was always with a different guy. She would cheat on people, and she just thought she was better than everybody all the time. She got some good writing in the 90s, but she even hit on a underage Tim Drake. I kid you not. In the 90s, she thought she was so fly that Tim wanted to be with a mature woman when they were working a case together, and she hit on him when he was underage. So Catwoman has never been one of my favorite characters. For female fatales, I'm more of a Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn type of person, and Talia. And Catwoman to me was always kind of like, ew, why? Why would you do that? And yes, Tim probably would have jumped at the opportunity because Catwoman is voluptuous, all that other stuff, but it's still gross. Uh, Especially when back then, Catwoman, you have to remember, she was like 30, 40 years old in the 90s. So, ew. Who's better at quipping? Nightwing or Spider-Man? Both of them are. Um, Stan Lee got the quipping from Robin. So Dick Grayson is the originator of quipping. He is the first. Stan Lee admitted it. Spider-Man stole or remixed Robin's terrible puns and quips. And then he just went more with it. Like, Robin had short quips, and Spider-Man came up with clever quips. And then Nightwing, when he was written by Chuck Dixon, who Chuck Dixon was a fan of the Spider-Man books when he was a kid, he made Nightwing quip even more intelligently, but also funny. So, when in a time where Spider-Man wasn't quipping anymore, Nightwing was doing it, because Ben Reilly didn't really quip much. He was a dark, angry clone of Peter Parker that sometimes was happy and some days was brooding and edgy and extreme. So if you wanted the really funny quipping, making fun of bad guys, you would read the Chuck Dixon Nightwing books. Or Robin. Yes, I saw the live action Aladdin. I thought it was okay. I'm talking about after the holy phase. Because the holy phase only lasted from the 50s and 60s. Robin used to quip, which was very annoying for Batman in the 30s and 40s. They weren't very good quips, but he did them. The holy this and holy that is because of the Comics Code Authority. So the 1950s Robin. What is my favorite Arkham game? City. Easily. Has any actor ever gotten both sides of Bruce Wayne and the Batman? Yeah, there's an actor who's did it. It's done. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak about who's did it. The her. Hey guys. No. Kevin Conroy is the actor who really brought Bruce Wayne and Batman into the dual identity thing. He's the one who's done it the best. Always will. He's the first one to ever do it. Adam West played Adam West as Batman and Bruce Wayne. He played up the Batman role as kind of a Shatner thing to get more screen time. Robin, we have to find out what Joker is doing. So he would do... The reason why he would do that is so he was, taking up screen time because he had just as many lines as Robin, but the way that he would do his lines, and he would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's a quirk of my character." So, just another thing that my character does. I'm in the moment of this character. That was Adam West when he did his Batman. The first season. The second season, everybody was crazy. But the first season, the first 10 episodes of that show was not campy. It was somewhat serious. People died. People got shot. Robin got shot. But no, his Adam West... Sorry. His Batman and his Bruce Wayne, facepalming myself, were not two different personalities. The only one who did that first was Kevin Conroy, because Keaton didn't do it. Keaton was brooding and dark as Bruce Wayne and Batman, and Val Kilmer also didn't really do it either. He was playing Val Kilmer as Batman and Bruce Wayne. Clooney was Clooney playing Batman and Bruce Wayne. Bale did it. And he did it well in Batman Begins.
And then he had horrible direction for the rest of his movies. Why is this a good Batman voice? It's really not. This is a throat cancer patient. Fear me. Rah!
I mean, you can hardly understand what he's saying. I think that Bale is the reason why Affleck never did his own Batman voice. You know, I think that is the reason. Because he did not want to be made fun of for his Batman. Although he was, because of
Martha! Why do you say that name? Why do you say it, man? What?
And then he became kind of a blubbering idiot with that line. So he's still, and that's the funniest thing ever, is he said in an interview that he never wanted to go the ridicule route that Bale's Batman got for his voice. Yet, he is infamous for the Martha thing. The Martha breakdown is his meme. And there's so many memes about BVS. I do not want to see a lot of Batman memes in 2021. They need to give Batman a good voice, and don't have him say anything stupid, please. That is not what we want in our Batman movies. It's not. Keep that over in Marvel films. Keep that away from DC forever. It was done with Bale, it was done with Affleck, and it's done. You hear that, DC? It's done. Don't do it. No more. You can make an intimidating Batman voice without sounding like you have either throat cancer or you're a smoker. Conroy did it. And Keaton had a better Batman voice. Even though that was his Bruce Wayne voice whispering, it was still scary. Batman would sound like a smoker because of all the smoke pellets. Okay. Maybe. Unless it's not real smoke. I don't know. Alright, a couple more questions, guys, because I gotta edit. What time is it? It's not 1 o'clock yet, is it? No. Robin Dick Grayson is not the only Robin to quip. That is incorrect. Go back and read the Chuck Dixon run of Tim Drake, and you will see that Tim Drake was trying to basically be like Robin. He didn't quip as much as Grayson, but he still quipped. Jason never quipped. Damian doesn't quip. Tim quipped during the Chuck Dixon run, which is the longest Robin run in history. It was the only time Robin had his own comic book, too. He still doesn't really have his own comic anymore. The Damian comic did not last long. Blech. Last long. We're going to save Hush Thoughts until next week, guys, when I've had a chance to see the movie. I will tell you all about it. How's that?
It's not hard to do a... Wait, yes it is. I don't think I can do it. Because I did Bale, I can't do it. Oh!
I ruined my chance of doing my cool Batman voice today because I did the Bale impression. That strips your throat. Ah! I still do Bane, though.
Yes, I can still do Bane. Hello. Greetings, everyone. This voice is never difficult to do at all. It's just kind of there. It's a little bit like raindrops.
Yeah, I can still do Bale. Or Bane.
Yes, I can. Awesome.
I don't have a good enough voice to do a Batman role ever. Maybe Bruce Wayne, or I would love to voice Nightwing, but I think my voice might be not young enough to pull off Nightwing, or not serious enough. As I get older, you'll get that more narrator thing, and if I could pull off my British accent really well, I would love to play Alfred. I would I would play Alfred in a video game. If I could pull off a more distinguished gentleman voice, I would do so. Master Wayne, that would be fun. Do my own thing of Alfred. I would love that. But I would study more of you know, different English accents. Superman? Oh, wow, you guys are just... that's like when Dean Cain followed me. It's like, no Batman actor has followed me. But Dean Cain, the TV Superman, who I make fun of Superman on occasion, and the Superman homepage have followed me. Batman.com, no Batman other than Rocksteady follows me. I've been on the internet 13 years. Nothing. I get Superman people following me. What? What? Why? Wrong guy. It's shameful. I almost got Kevin Conroy to follow me at a convention, but I didn't pay for it. You have to pay for him to follow you. Mark Hamill will pay. You have to pay for him to follow your social media, all this other stuff. Dean Cain's a really nice guy, though. He's cool. He's my favorite Superman. I don't want to talk about Superman stuff, but they're trying to bring back Lois and Clark using Superman's son. And Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher are trying to pitch it. So I hope it happens, because I would love that. I would be totally cool with seeing two different Supermen on TV. And I want closure from Lois and Clark. And I want them to introduce the Justice League. There's no way Superman's been alone on his Earth now for 20-something years. Or 30, 40 years, however long it's been. Because he was like in his early... Did you guys know that Dean Cain's Superman was supposed to be like... trying to remember how old he was supposed to be. I believe they said he was supposed to be like 24. And Terry Hatcher was supposed to be like 22, like her character of Lois Lane. And then when they got married, they were supposed to be 26. So Superman was really young. So if they bring back a show by 2020, 2021, that makes Superman late 40s if he ages. So I don't like the idea. I've heard about it, though. And I know I'm talking about Superman now. Oh, my gosh. But one of the ideas that's running around is the fact they want Superman's son to age really quickly. And it would only be like a 12 to 20 episode series, and then that would be it. No more Lois and Clark. Be done. Unfortunately, most of the original cast are gone. Perry White, the actor's dead. I don't know if Lex Luthor is still around or not. He might be. But a lot of the really cool characters that were involved in that show, they're no longer around. And I would want them to bring back the original Jimmy Olsen, because I did not like the guy who replaced him. I liked the first Jimmy. The second Jimmy was weird. He reminded me of like a kid from Home Improvement. Like a grown-up version of one of those kids from Home Improvement. He did not fit Jimmy Olsen. The first guy did. He was awesome. I guess he didn't get along with people on set, but he was more believable. The other Jimmy was too cool to be Jimmy, you know what I mean? Uh-oh. What's going on with YouTube? Are we still live? Huh. I guess we are. Okay. Well, we've pretty much given Batman pneumonia just standing in this rain, so why don't we get him out of the rain and end this stream? Any other non-Superman related questions? If Conroy stopped being Batman, would you still like Batman? Yes, because I've gravitated to other voice actors who do a really good job. Troy Baker is a good Batman now. Roger Craig Smith has a cool Batman voice. Bruce Greenwood is a very good Batman, although he's much older than Kevin Conroy. I don't like Diedrich Bader. I don't like who's the other Batman voice I don't really like? I didn't like Spider-Man as Batman. He was okay. He was definitely a young sounding Bruce Wayne, but it was the same problem I had. He didn't have a Batman voice. You know? Really good Bruce Wayne voice, really good actor, really bad Batman voice. And I don't like the other Batman voice I didn't like. I don't like the guy who plays Batman in the new 52 movies. I don't like his voice. It's not very good. It's okay, but he's not in my top 5 Batman actors. No way. I don't think Josh Keaton has ever been Batman. I could be wrong. Danny DeVito for Batman? Go home. Go home right now. Damian Wayne, he's very proper speaking. Every time that they've made Damian, from what I've heard, he has like kind of a British accent. You know, very, very proper English speech. And my voice is too old to sound like Damian, so no. But that's the voice you hear in your head sometimes. Favorite Batman artist is Jim Lee. Any other questions, guys, as we wrap up? No, I think Nightwing is perfect for Batgirl. Me. Not a Starfire fan, sorry. Even Nightwing has admitted that his heart belongs to Babs. He just waits for her to accept him. He's been in love with her since he could since he could remember, actually. Even now he kind of No, now he's just insane, but he'll be back. Every time Dick and Babs tend to get together, either their universe ends or one of them ends up going through tragedy and they don't become an item, or one loses their memory. There's nothing wrong with this stream. Stream doesn't read like anything. It reads like a Batman stream. Relax. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna be a kept man soon. Amber's in culinary, guys. I got like months, and then I'm gonna chill. I've been the breadwinner for, oh my gosh, 12 years. I'm ready for a break. And I could just focus on making cool content and let the little woman make money for a change. Ugh. You know, before we got married, Amber actually took care of me because she was a secretary at a law firm, so she made way more than the 3 jobs that I was working then. So she took care of us. I paid for groceries. that's what working my 3 jobs did. I paid for our health insurance and I paid for groceries. She paid for everything. But she'll probably do way better at her culinary stuff than me. And then one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep for like a week. Oh, when I don't have to worry about YouTube anymore. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Maybe I'll start to look younger again. I've aged quite a bit. For me. I've aged quite a bit for me. I still look like I could walk into a high school and people would be like, "Whoa! Are you a student here?" "Yes." "Where's homeroom?" I don't want to talk about the Arkham timeline. That's going to make me sad. Then you'll make the stream depressed. No. Just a couple more questions, guys, and then I got to go edit. I got a lot of stuff to do, and I'm burning... is it considered moonlighting? Bale voice. Not cool. I can tell you a secret why I look the same way. Because I am actually 4,000 years old. Don't tell anyone, Kay. Keanu Reeves and me, we went to the same prep school back in the 1700s. He's actually aged a lot worse than I did. K-Wing, are you a Batman fan? No. What? How tall am I? 6'3". How would a formula... I don't use a Lazarus pit. I'm immortal. I am a vampire. Creature of the night. How do you think I look so young? I still look like I'm in top physical shape, which is insane because I just sit on a couch and talk to you guys on a microphone for 12 years. I still look like, even though I'm not in shape, I can tell you if I try to run a mile, I'm going to pass out. Here we go. Because I'm not like benching or anything, but I look like, I walk into a fitness store and they're like, wow, what's up with this guy? What is he eating? Cereal, juice. I have ice cream sandwiches occasionally. Sometimes a salad, yogurt, B vitamins, pizza, hamburger, a lot of carbs. Yeah. I love going to GNC and getting looks from people because, and it's fun. Because I'm really not that much in shape. I mean, I got sky high blood pressure. Not yet, I'm not. Why don't we talk about Battle for the Cowl another night? I need to take my medicine and I got to get off the stream soon, so we're not going to dive into a big comment. Big blah, 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 words. Not going to go into a big discussion with that. That could be its own video, my friend. I was in better shape in my 20s. I'll say that. You have no proof that I patrol the streets of wherever I am? All right, I want to see art of Mistman now. I want a story. I want to know what city he operates in. And I want art. I want it to flood my Twitter. I want to see this stuff. Also, I want costume ideas. Just kidding. Just kidding. My favorite cereal is... I don't have a favorite. I am non-biased towards cereals. I eat a lot of cereal. Life cereal, Reese's Pieces, Corn Pops, Cheerios, Honey Bunches of Oats. Not so much Lucky Charms anymore. I didn't outgrow it, but it's not really good. It makes me too hyper in my old age. So, I don't really do a lot of the sugary cereals. Occasionally I have some Cocoa Puffs once a month maybe. If I'm staying up late and doing a stream, Cocoa Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Regular day of work, Life cereal, or Wheaties, and what's that other stuff? Yeah, I just Cheerios. You'd be surprised, Mantanui. I would survive probably a week. But yes, the end result would not be good for Mistman. Holy Rice Krispies, Batman! No. Every 80s cartoon you can think of is what I grew up with. Last question, and then we're done, guys and gals. Orange Ninja. Orange Ninja 10 is awesome. Yes, everyone, Orange Ninja 10. Yes. I probably got your name wrong, but that's it. Alright, my phone is dead, guys. I can't see the chat anymore. I have a series of people who dislikes my videos. It's okay. I'm not worried about it. Alright, so when's a good time for you guys to get another weird podcast thing? More bat topics, more news, all that fun stuff. You want to shoot for Wednesday night, the old Arkham night? Ah, my gosh. The old Arkham Wednesdays night? Or you want to do weekends? Let me know now. Because I got my computer open. I can't do any time. I have to schedule stuff. Wednesday? Weekends, Wednesday, weekends, Wednesdays. Okay, weekend and Wednesdays sounds good. I can commit to that. And again, you people are cool with Bloodstain coming over here? Because I'll just start re-uploading it all this week. See if you guys like it better. I can't do every day. No, it hasn't gotten better since 2016. It's way worse. But I don't want to talk about it. What you need to know is we can afford where we're living. We can mostly afford our bills, and we can still do our YouTube job. Except Amber's going to become a culinary person and probably start a cooking channel. So I'm going to basically become like Husky. Helping Rosa or Rosanna or whatever her name is. I don't know. But yeah, you guys did really well. I saw about close to 300 of you guys tonight, and this wasn't even Batman wasn't in the title. So give yourselves a round of applause. You guys did awesome. Let's get that ending music in here, and yeah. I can't see how many dislikes. I'm betting there's like 100 or something like that. Maybe 10, 50, I don't know. Only two. Wow. That's crazy. Well, I guess people still kind of like me. Well, that's cool. All right, people. We'll have a more professional sounding podcast this Wednesday. I'll have more topics. This is what happens when I ad lib. This is my problem whenever there was live podcasts. Go back to watch the game station. There was some pretty crazy stuff. Although I had a co-host to help wean me in from going too far off topic. Because I can talk and 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 talk. So, and whatever's on my mind, that's what you're going to hear about. So, yeah. Wednesday night, next podcast. Hopefully there'll be some new Batman news to discuss. If not, we'll be talking about Batman movies or whatever else I feel like. I don't know. Might read some comics this week. Depends. But you guys have a wonderful evening. Let's get the amazing Chris Holland back here with the awesome Batman outro music. And that's it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Be safe. Have a great night. And until we meet again, God bless and happy gaming. I'll be seeing you guys, Gothamites. Peace.